ampersand.
Welcome to another wonderful episode of Stories from the Multiverse, Dungeons and Dungeons and Dragons, and then whatever we want to call ourselves. You choose. It's whatever it is. It's a create your own adventure, quite literally. Tell me what happened last time. What did this group of chuckleheads get themselves into last time?
Oh, hey, I don't think that it's fair.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
It's not fair to say we got ourselves into this situation.
You did.
We were abducted.
That was really like the abduction was unavoidable. The rest of it was very avoidable.
What do you mean? It was entirely uneventful.
In retrospect, I don't know. Ritual spells in combat. Maybe, I don't know,
maybe having 7 to 10 attacks held, waiting to figure out if you attack 3 very basic bitch bad guys would have maybe changed the entire encounter. It's amazing.
It's all right.
In my defense, they were defending against us. We were the aggressors in the situation.
I mean, yeah, but this was one of those, that's why I was dying on the inside. It was one of those times where you're like, they're totally right. They're definitely like, these are not good people. These are absolutely not good people. And they definitely should not even try to talk to these individuals. But they are doing the right thing, which is very disappointing because in the amount of one-shots I've run with these same group of fucking assholes that immediately went to murdering and not asking questions, it is very telling about where like in the main campaign, let's make sure to take our time and be careful and not make some mad mistakes, but in one shots it's like, I'm here to fight.
Oh yeah. One shots, there's no
holds barred.
There's no consequences.
Well, there are consequences.
Who cares?
But there's no long-term consequences because they're playing one game.
Not for those characters. Unless they die.
Unless they aren't dicks, then all of a sudden they end up playing massive roles in the main campaign.
All right. So last episode we started in the apartment initially with Talia and Lemarius, who is the Furbolg cleric of Tyr, who's apparently a very esteemed healer. He was patching up Talia from her fight with the Valkyrie. Apparently she fought a Valkyrie and walked away. We found out that the Valkyrie she fought was of Karos, who is the god of destruction and harbinger of doom.
Oh, why would I throw that in this game? That seems ridiculous.
Yeah, it does seem
Level
ridiculous.
4.
I feel like Mr. Incredible. Like I just fixed this.
Yeah, no. I promise you, no world-ending doom, so you don't have to worry about that. I promised you guys this campaign, no world-ending doom.
I don't know about
Not
that.
yet.
Yeah. They chatted for a little bit. He healed Talia up as best he could. Talia was exhausted. She's like, we'll go to Ashaya tomorrow. And then we rested for the evening.
Yeah, that's nice. Very relaxing, nothing interesting going on.
We're just trying to get to Ashaya and it's just not happening.
Woke up in the morning, went to the store, the cool enchanting store.
Yeah, Little Kettle.
Yeah.
Little Kettle. And got a nice little quest from the lady that's running it there.
Liket.
Because the owner, Erit, is lost his marbles. Seemingly.
Well, okay. But judgmental much, seemingly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, who knows? It could all be a ruse.
Yes.
Who knows?
I
He
lie
could
to you
really
all the
have his
time.
marbles. So, I don't actually know, but seems to be in need of some aid.
Could be a Captain Hook scenario or Hook scenario. Gotta just find the bag of marbles.
Yeah. Anyway, so she gave us quest to go to the Burning Forest outside of Last Star and get 5 of each type of fire fruit for his medicine.
Yeah.
And she would take care of the stage 1 enchanting the weapon.
Yeah.
She also wants glowstone, if we have any.
That too.
A lot of people want glowstone.
It's very consistent, huh?
Yeah. Seems to be a
Like
pretty
the
cool
enchanters
commodity.
really enjoy using glowstone as if it's a necessary component for the enchantment process.
Strange.
Like 2 campaigns in a row, and all 3 enchanters you've ever met.
Nah, nothing weird about that.
We're gonna open a glowstone mine.
That'll be the campaign.
That's a good idea. You'll be wealthy and known and renowned in time. And then you don't have to deal with the other stuff that's happening in the background. That's someone else's problem.
Sell magic items to other people. That's what. Yeah.
Instead and then Iki shows up and says, "Hey, you guys gonna do that thing?" Like, no.
Dude, I'm rich as fuck. No.
I can pay someone to do this. Let's go. I'm
Jordan's
retired. I'm a level 5 retired adventurer. Let's go.
We don't level up again because we just sell shit.
Also, there was nothing strange happening with the sun during the day at all.
No.
It was a completely normal day.
Not even once.
No.
Sun reached its zenith at 4 in the morning, as it is wont to do, apparently.
Strange.
Nothing weird about that at all.
No, not magical worlds. Yeah. Very weird. Or unweird. Normal. Everything's normal. Okay.
Then, does anybody else want to do the next section?
Sure.
Yes.
We went out to meet what's her name?
Talia.
Talia. And the sun decided to be even more weird, or whatever was happening. It kept getting pitch black, and we could see a figure. It went back to sun, and he was gone. Then it would be pitch black again, and he was there. And that happened for a bunch of times. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was flickering.
It was flickering. And then we were completely surrounded by darkness, and there was this bounty hunter dude who was like, "Hey, you're gonna come with me," and we were like, "I don't think so." And he was like, "It's funny you think you have a choice." And then he stabbed some of us to paralyze us, and the rest of us were like, "Yep, I'm good, and we'll go with you happily. You're our new best friend."
The entire group seemed to have picked up the context clues in the reading when they heard like a 23 didn't hit or some shit.
Yeah, no, the first shot I took at him was a 20, and you were like, "That doesn't hit." I'm like, "Oh fuck."
That's something's going on here. This isn't a
got
normal
it except
encounter.
for Annifirth, because he's a little hot-headed when his sister's knocked out immediately.
Yeah.
So he just kept trying to fight him.
I don't blame him.
Ganu would have joined you, but he was paralyzed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of you as he's unmoving.
Annifirth did resist like 4 big constitution.
It was
checks,
awesome.
But...
It was a lot.
It was
really
awesome.
good.
Yeah. There's definitely no other important information he gave you before he took you.
Yeah, we managed to wiggle a little bit of loophole information out of him because his contract is to not, disclose any information about who his employer is. But we asked about his employer's intentions instead, and not specifically what they wanted to do, so we would know if we would have to fight or anything. And he did kind of indicate that, I was told to bring you here when you were immobilized, which I feel like maybe could have given us the context that, maybe this person wants to harm us if we are being delivered immobilized, but I don't know. That could just be me.
And we didn't have to be immobilized, though. We just had to go there alive.
Oh, but he was going to mobilize people.
He was going to do it if we tried to resist him.
No, even if you got there, you were going to be immobilized.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
That was part of it. But also, part of it was, that was just a delivery. Deliver them, immobilize. And then as soon as you were delivered, he unimmobilized you. Contract was fulfilled. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want.
So, long story short, we're best friends with the bounty hunter now.
That's not true, but all right. I'll allow it.
Hunter, what happened next?
So we ended up in this cave, and these weird things weird fish things were there, and they were getting excited that we arrived, and they were trying to talk to us, and our group rudely started attacking them. Faith was trying to figure out what was going on. There was some weird stuff in the cavern. She wanted to get some more information, and everybody just kept slapping them. Well, 50% of the group kept slapping them. The other 50% were just like, should we attack them? Because they were responding to the attacking.
I feel like it's a great life lesson right there of you go all in or you don't. If you do it halfway, doesn't work out well. That seems very, very consistent with most things in life.
And through an unfortunate series of circumstances, nothing very important happened. Just this champion got released from the fucking thing, my Bob. What was his name again?
Was that your fault again, Hunter?
The Great Leviathan Cole Zoltan as champion Zanus.
Yeah, just some kind of guy or some kind of unimportant thing.
He got released from a thing, and he wanted to do another thing, and Faith was like, over my dead body, and he was like, okay. And he tried, and somehow, through a series of very fortunate circumstances, that was not the outcome of the series.
So here's where I don't understand something, all right? You guys fucked it up beyond belief. This encounter was supposed to be way easier, and you guys were like, let's make it impossible. And you did. But then you still won.
Did we win, though?
We did! We prevented him from getting the eye, which was very important.
How did you... I don't understand that outcome.
How did we prevent him from getting the eye?
It was mostly Annifirth keeping him locked in place for a bit.
Yeah, he just slowed his movement so he couldn't get to people while you guys were just running around, so he can only hit so many people per turn.
Throwing it around and all that.
Multiple familiars.
I am just... I don't know how you took an absolute loss to like an epic win, minus the fact that you released a champion. Like that's
we leashed him, you know. Like we
leashed him,
we kited him.
We had the power of familiars and mirror image and other fun things to misdirect the attacks.
We played keep away while he.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are brilliant. Like, I want you to know that. Like, you guys...
Pro gamers here.
Are just... You did such a good job. And it's amazing. Because, like, I was certain TPK City was coming versus, like, one of you would get to live just because that's how champions can be at times. Being like, tell your friends, bitch. But
real nice guy.
Everyone's alive, and you have both the eyes and
alive in the very barest version of the term.
So, like, what's your HP at? Because once you guys escaped from the portal, you came out through into the Faith District inside one of the temples of the water goddess deity Nasoi.
Yeah, Annifirth is violently coughing up blood right now.
Oh.
Same.
1 HP? 1 HP? Is that what we're
1 HP, completely
I believe
tapped,
so.
100%, just...
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure I was still a bear when we left.
No, you were not. Oh,
you
were?
Not?
Yes, you were, because you
No, I turned back into a bear.
Yeah. Turned back.
Yes.
Yeah, because I fell out, and then I turned back into a bear, and I helped you.
Which was brilliant, doubling your speed to get out of there. The whole game, it's just... I can't express how proud and disappointed I am at the same time. It's just, it's the strangest.
It's like my dad.
A very simple encounter turned absolutely like DEFCON 5, DEFCON 1, DEFCON 5, and then
DEFCON 5, I think.
Yeah, and then you were like, ha, Cuban Bay Missile Crisis negotiation. Fucking easy. Not a problem. I'll do it every day if I had to.
I mean, we were almost dead, like, for most of that encounter, so I feel like it could have gone better.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I think, like you said, we all made it out alive, and that's what's important.
Any landing you can walk away from, right?
So,
yeah, something like that.
The group, one still in bear form. The rest, actually, I'm pretty sure Sho wasn't ever even touched that fight. Was that true, Sho?
Sure got a couple.
Near the end. That's
right.
Well,
it was not me though.
Oh yeah, it was the mirror images.
So I'm actually at full health. I just.
I mean, I'm at 20 health, but I also pumped a ton of healing into myself.
Sounds like you guys are good for another encounter, is what I just heard.
My bear form is at full health, but myself is not.
Okay. The group of you fall into a beautifully well-kept temple. One of the many halls inside here. Each of this massive shrine to Nisoi has all sorts of art depictions of the sea. It has water fountains and all sorts of offerings. You can see gold, silver, and platinum pieces all around, cups and mugs, beads, artistry and crafts, ships, and all of varying sizes, not like actual full-size ships, but like you'll see bits and parts that are in association or are tributes to the goddess of the sea here. All sorts of maritime offerings to the goddess in this absolutely gorgeous, well-kept sanctuary. Inside this temple in the Faith District, there is a multitude of these lined throughout, and this is one of the minor deities has such a well-kept shrine. Many of you that have any sense of life still in your body wonder what the main 4 shrines and the herald shrines might look like if this is how great they keep even lesser god shrines. The smells inside here is that of the ocean, but with some like freshened incense inside here, something that gives this calming sense of the waves crashing back and forth with that actual sound. But like a very like nighttime, low tide moving of the waves back and forth is omnipresent inside this area. What do you mean overload? What are you talking about? Shut up, OBS. It's at 9% my CPU. How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, you all are on beautiful tiles that actually have designs inside them, and they've been not lacquer's the wrong word for it, but they've been finished. They've had a finish over them of what you can see symbols of the sea goddess on it with all these blues and golds, and it looks absolutely breathtaking, the artistry and care that's been put in. Annifirth spits up blood out his mouth while more blood is leaking out of his chest where big old Triton spikes went in. Most of you have holes in you, and you are now coming to your senses.
Is there an open portal behind us?
There is not an open portal behind you.
Faith is immediately. I'm gonna immediately rush over to Sho and just be like, the bag. Do you have the bag? The bag.
I'll give her the bag.
I will take it. I will open it up. Make sure both items are still inside it.
As you look inside,
they are.
Items are still inside, and this is
kind of like holding it to my chest. I'm just gonna like slowly meander over towards Annifirth and literally just like fall to my knees and just start sobbing.
So, Sho, as we discussed,
unable to react right now.
This is where the heel turn happens.
Yeah.
I feel like the opportunity is too perfect, and I'm very upset with so many people at low health. Somebody needs to do some PvP here because I demand to be entertained. Okay, I'm stopping now. But I had to.
I cast. No.
Now have fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's a puny wizard. We could take him.
You don't know what other tricks I have up my sleeve.
Well, you don't have your weapons. So.
That's okay.
He's just got to beat Annifirth once. He's just got to beat the armor class on one roll, and everyone else is gonna be easy as shit to beat. At this point, that's the one he's got to worry about.
I cast shield, and I am fine.
I cast Vicious Mockery on all your bitches. Imagine TPK by Vicious Mockery. Okay, continue.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll stop. I'm good now. I had to get it out of my system.
So Faith is sobbing after she's clutching the items.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not fun to see your friends and companions.
No, it's not.
But you've also gone through something pretty traumatic just now, it would seem. Something most never experienced, and something I didn't think would happen for at least 100 sessions in this campaign, but here we are again.
We're so good at D&D.
You're really good at D&D, man.
You like finding the secret stuff.
You really do. You love it. You love it a lot, to a worrisome part where I'm literally getting to the point of like, maybe I just don't put things in anymore. Maybe I just don't think about anything past a bunch of goblins pick their nose, and I need my players to punch a bunch of goblins.
Can we get a level 20 ally at level 5, please? Thank you.
Honestly?
No, I'm talking about Kane.
It worked out well.
He's great. Yeah, that was great. That was fun. Yeah, you did do that. Fuck you. Oh my god.
That was like the first time you complained about us finding something.
You guys are the worst.
But this time
3 times a pattern, 4 times it's your fault. This is your problem. Holy shit.
This is your world, man. We're just living in it.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
Collapse onto my back and stare up at the ceiling while I attempt to catch my breath.
Okay. A bunch of clerics walk over to you guys, clerics of the sea. One of which is an individual with dark blue skin, though humanoid in form. They come over and look and kind of give a little wide-eyed at where you guys appeared right out of the altar, and you look like you're in need. Do you need help?
Yeah. Yes, please.
If there's like a giant fountain, Annifrith's just gonna walk over to it and just like drown himself in it.
As you go into the fountain, you can see it be like, as your blood is now mixing with the beautiful purity of the fountain, and the individual is just like,
that feels so much better.
Yeah, well, actually, it does maybe for a second, but remember, this is the goddess of the sea, and this is salt water. So now salt water is just, I'm pretty sure that
holy
burns.
Salt water, though?
It is, to be fair, it is.
It's like the end of septic burn.
So it hurts, but it also heals you.
Wound. Yeah, exactly.
I guess, you know.
It doesn't really cauterize.
Doesn't holy water heal you?
It's an analogy.
Yeah, so the individual is casting Cure Wounds on Matthias.
In his royal finest.
Why, thank you.
I'm glad you're still around, Justin. You know, you never miss a beat these days. I thought that I haven't heard one of those in a while since my dumbass characters haven't been around, and you're right on point still. That's terrific. How much? Modifier. Oh, good for you. That's a natural 1 on the D8 for you, Matthias. So that is 4 healing for you.
Okay.
I will be right back after picking up food.
Yeah, all right, whatever. So you're just sobbing, so we can play with that for a while.
Yeah, right. It's just sad.
She's gonna go over to Anfirth and burn another spell. 7 healing to Anfirth. She comes up to you, Sho, and is like, "Do you need healing? You look pretty actually in fine form."
Yeah, I am in fine form actually. Somehow we made it through that scrap. Where exactly are we right now?
You're within the Faith District of Lastar.
Huh. And which faith is this again? Goddess of the Sea?
This is the Goddess of the Sea, Nasoy.
Huh. Well, thanks for the aid.
Yes, does your
There's definitely a story, but I don't know if it's mine to tell.
Strange things happen quite often within these halls. I am not one to judge, but I am one to keep the faith alive and to keep the area well maintained. As she looks back over toward the red-stained fountain and then back to you.
Yeah. Then, well, thank you for your hospitality. Sorry for any commotion or trouble we may have caused you.
It's all right. If you're all okay, that's what matters. And you ever have need, because clearly someone came in your time of need. Maybe consider the sea goddess, as she hands a pamphlet over to you, and
thank you.
Begins handing it to other
people. The clerics are top tier.
You can see as I put it in my sack, I have like a special compartment for like pamphlets because people are always trying to recruit me to worship their gods or goddesses, and I'm just like, they're cool, they do exist, but I just can't decide.
I'm good.
So I'm good for now.
There's so many. How do you choose?
Yeah, I don't
pretty
need to
much.
commit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't need to commit.
Sir, are you ready to order? I need like 5 more minutes. I swear next time you come back, I'll have made a choice.
How is the Mountain Lord here? Is he good?
Yeah.
Oh, he did a pretty good job of keeping the world together.
So, if you want the Mountain Lord, you can have it rare, medium, or well done. No.
I need more time. I thought it was just one choice. Oh, no. Now, same thing. So we have a choice of Vecna here. Oh, and you're in now. No, I think I'll think about it. No, you're in now. Oh, and is there any tears to it? You're in it now. Whatever the Silver Wise, I can't remember that group. Whatever the group that followed Vecna back in the campaign 1. Do you guys remember them? Yeah, exactly. No one does. They're dead now. They were dead before you got there. All right. Does your pet need healing?
Yes, please attend to our pet bear.
She goes over to the bear and casts a Cure Wounds. 5 healing to you, Ganu.
Does that carry over to me?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I didn't think it did. Okay.
Right. You can take as long as you need to compose yourself. I will be just tending to my tasks for the shrine.
Yeah. Do you need help with any of that? I feel bad for imposing.
No, you're fine. I'm actually just going to start putting some of the chemicals together to clean the fountain.
Sorry about that. It's just, the salt water, it really helps clean the wounds, it's just,
I don't mind him.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't mind him. He's more beauty than brain.
It's fine.
I take offense to that if I really cared to respond right now.
And she just helps you out of the fountain as you're half talking and half in a daze and completely out of it, and just pushes you over towards, not pushes, she gracefully guides you to a seat, and you sit down, still soaking wet. That doesn't really seem to bother anything in here.
As she pushes me, dexterity saving throw, so I don't trip over myself and die. Right?
You're absolutely welcome. Boom. You're absolutely welcome.
That is 2 points of damage. You are now unconscious.
I return.
Terrific. That looked delicious. Everything you had, I would love.
Yeah, that was like a spread.
I saw garlic sticks, I think, garlic bread, or pizza cheese sticks or some shit. That looked like a pizza box.
I want some of that.
I want all of that. I haven't had pizza.
Did you bring enough to share with the class?
Jesus.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
I mean, I did, but you guys are gonna have to travel a short distance to get them.
Alright, I'll be right there.
Fine by me. See you later.
And just Luke's inside Hunter's frame and immediately.
I so just wanted to see him burst through the doors.
And he just takes half the shit and comes right back, and all of us are just like...
Just breaks the fourth wall.
What the fuck is going on? And slowly, like, half of us learn we're in the middle of the Truman Show. What the fuck? What do you mean space and time doesn't work like I thought it did? Why would it? Dude, you're... Ugh, God, mortals. What'd you get for your dex saving throw?
Let's find out. It's 14.
You're able to keep your feeding. You're so used to the waters. You grew up in it, and it was actually very much, even though it might have burned in a way, the amount of time you spent out at sea and conflicts that you've even gotten yourself into out there, and that exhaustion you've been used to from your father teaching you how to fish and boat. It's less to help you heal and more or less a way to calm yourself. Calm yourself, you do.
So, are we gonna talk about what all just happened there?
What time is it, first of all? Do we see outside?
Like 9. It's like 10 a.m.
You have
no
idea.
We just woke up.
You have no idea.
Woke up, got abducted, almost died, didn't. Very productive day.
And it's still the morning.
Would you like to go outside and see?
Yeah, I'll just stroll out real quick.
As you walk outside,
it's still sun.
It is pitch black out.
Oh, not this again.
I'll go back inside and try to wave down the priestess. Say, what time is it?
Oh, it's about noon right now. Things are are strange. The darkness is getting people a bit worried. It's darker than normal. It's
not usually pitch black at noon.
True, but from the phenomenon that happened a few days ago, it's almost possible to see through this darkness.
Oh, that's concerning.
Yes, so most people have been advised to stay indoors. Something like you peering out of the shrine in such a way, I mean, it seems par for the course for this day.
Well, I think I'm gonna rest for a short while, if you don't mind. If you have a chair or something, or a bench I could lay on.
There are a multitude of benches inside this area for patrons to lay on and hang out. So they are comfortable.
And rest for at least an hour.
You may attempt to.
Should we make our way back to the apartments?
You want to talk?
You all deserve some more answers than what I've given you thus far, so...
You're damn right.
Well, hey now.
I'm sorry. I almost died just now, so I feel a little bit entitled. I feel a little bit entitled to some answers.
Well, Faith herself almost died, and I think we all process these things differently, so... Let's,
Show, you make it really hard to be an asshole sometimes.
Touche, I suppose.
You're right. We should...
So do you guys attempt to leave?
Whoa, dude.
I'm still laying down. If they're walking out, I'm gonna catch them after they leave, but...
Okay.
I will cast Dancing Lights and keep... It's almost like wisps of white and silver effervescent light just like floating, near each of our heads. Not each of ours, only 4. So around our general perimeter. Just to give us a little bit of light in a 10-foot radius.
I would go over to Annabeth and just kind of like gently shake and be like, we're gonna go back to the apartments.
Fine. Guess we'll be fine.
Okay. As you guys walk outside, you cannot see like your hand in front of your face without those lights. You can only see 5 feet around the group wherever the lights are present right now. It is a abyssal blackness right now. A sense of wonder kind of hits over the group of like, is this what true blackness looks like? Devoid of literally any light, no substance, no texture, nothing to for your eyes to like form imagery from. It is foreign. And as you stare, in a moment's notice, it is bright as day, and the sun is up in the middle of the sky, and everything that, as you were seeing absolute nothingness, you can see the Faith District with almost nobody outside whatsoever, except it looked like there was a couple other mages with their own lights that are dancing around their heads or in their hands that get startled as well as the light turns back.
Hey, can we make con saving throws?
Sure.
God.
Yeah, you guys want to fuck
Just for
yourselves
fun.
up? Yeah.
No, just for fun.
Yeah. Go ahead. Everybody make con saving throws. I love this. You guys
15.
For what reason?
gluttons for punishment. This
For
game is
what
the
reason?
best.
It was literally pitch black,
Yeah.
and then just went to
Right.
like
Middle of the day.
normal bright daylight.
For the.
Oh, but
Yeah.
but it's brighter than normal too now.
The
And
planet's
it's
just
like
flashbang
instantaneous,
us.
right? It's like turning on a light bulb.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what
Yeah.
happened.
So
Yes.
okay, I rolled a 19.
Nice. Show.
15.
You're still getting that, like, when you look at the sun or you look into a light bulb and then it follows with your eyes, you still are getting that effect as soon as the light comes on, but you're not
can
too
see it when you blink.
disoriented. Yeah, you're not immediately dizzy and want to vomit if you failed. What were the other people's rolls for their cons?
9.
7.
Oh, you guys definitely are
Oh,
dizzy as
fuck.
fuck now.
That's a natural 1 for a 6 on power from a character right now.
Blind.
Anferth is basically blind, he vomits, and he falls over.
Oh god.
He is on the ground right now, completely dazed. Your head is spinning
I'll pick him up.
non-stop. You have the spins condition for the
Oh
next
Jesus.
hour.
I'm gonna just drape Anifirth on my back, like you would a wounded warrior, and
Which he
Just-
is, actually.
which he literally is. So
much.
I'm just gonna try to, escort him back
I'll
to
be
camp
on
as
the-
best I can.
I'll be on the other side of his arms,
Yeah.
and same thing.
Okay.
Matthias, please keep those lights going. We don't know how this phenomenon works at the moment. And,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I'll have Adrelix actually, make note of / transcript this in his mind.
Yeah.
Because I want to start keeping track of like what time things are happening.
Yeah.
And we'll like when we get back in, I'll have him help me transcribe it on in my spellbook, like
Love
a
it.
notes section.
Yeah. Absolutely. So now you guys are headed to your apartment?
Yeah.
It was cold. It was really cold in that darkness. It was probably around, I'd say, like 20 degrees Fahrenheit when you guys walked outside because there was a devoid of light for an amount of time since you were gone. By the time it takes you to get back to your house, it's about 85 degrees. Get back to the apartment.
What the fuck is going on?
It's a temperature swing.
And you're able to enter inside the apartment where Ragnorum Geckham is waiting for you. He wants to play backgammon,
just
and if
fucking
you
kill me
don't-
already.
Yes.
and if you lose, then you have to fight him.
Does anyone know how to play backgammon? Because I don't.
I cast Wish to teach us all how to play backgammon.
Not even wish to win the
Yeah,
game. You
yeah.
just want to beat this guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You
I
gotta be a
wish
fair
to win the
sport.
game. You hear like the divinities of the universe being like, not even a wish can help you against that creature.
Like, it wasn't even a wish. It also wasn't even a wish to be like professional level at it.
Right,
It was
just
just
know
to have the
how.
knowledge
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
Basic backgammon knowledge, please.
This is a real.
Nothing more.
It's like when you learn something in the Matrix.
Oh my god.
You just like
yeah.
put the floppy disk in and download the info.
I know kung fu.
This totally feels like an entire arc of Dimension 20 D&D.
Dude,
Holy
Oh,
shit, you got me
so
in love.
good.
Since you sent me it,
so good.
I'm completely in love with Dimension 20.
I've set like a few clips, but nothing crazy. Dimension 20 is great, and
second.
it makes me really want to consider buying a Dropout subscription, but I'm poor, so I'm not going to do that.
Is that a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's like an extension of College Humor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Humorous.
it's like their D&D / tabletop RPG like thing, and the
Okay.
dungeon
Offshoot.
master is a
Pizza
dude named
is
Brennan
looking
Lee
so
Mulligan.
good.
He's like my favorite
He's-
person in the world now.
He's
I love him.
I love it. I love the way he DMs. He's hilarious,
so
and he
good.
involves his
Active
players
for
so
the past
much.
5 years?
He's so good.
One of the clips I love watching because just of his own personal acting.
Yeah.
I love watching it is from the Misfits and Magic art.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like a Triwizard Tournament-esque thing,
Yes.
and Evan Kelp goes like against this one guy and ruins his life.
It was amazing. You gotta watch the clip. It's so good because it was something along the lines of like, what was it like? You're gonna throw the match or you're gonna die, and the person's what's her name as a DM is doing Abria is doing such a good job trying to let her players bully her basically, but he's just so good into the role playing where he's like. What do you want me to tell your parents?
He's like, if you're not gonna forfeit the match, what do you want me to tell your family? It's like, what the fuck?
One of my favorites is where Natural 20 literally breaks the game worse than he's ever experienced in his whole life before, and he literally like has an EXE stops working, and he's like, this has literally never happened because she basically rolled for Ghost, and the whole thing's like our Ghost Reels is a Ghost adventure, and she gets a natural 20, and he's like, this literally ruins the whole adventure. It's beautiful. So yeah, just look up a bunch of those clips. You'll love the highlights, and then you'll fall in love with it. You're the best. Thank you, Dad. Yeah, I do. I have them in there. I can get it.
Yo,
Thank
Dad,
you.
where's my food?
Oh yeah, terrific. Then it's right inside the bag next to the
Burst Hunter.
Dad, why?
The refrigerator.
Why have you forsaken me?
Right side, and then it's right on top. All the utensils you can use in there. Thank you.
Hunter, the pizza is
Just fork would be fine for the rice.
It's hitting something deep within me.
Oh, dude.
Put it that way.
Pizza's beautiful.
It really is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dad. That's awesome. How'd you get back in?
I've locked
You
you
rigged
out.
up the door open? Good. No, it's fine. Actually, that's why I kept getting up. I thought I heard you, and I went up, but it was him doing the bathroom across the way. The door's always locked for my apartment. I never unlock them, so they'll lock behind you if you leave. So that's why.
Yeah. You definitely didn't purposely lock it.
Hey, tell me, how'd you get in here, boss? Huh? I'm pretty sure.
Hey, I
all the keys.
appreciate it, but it's good.
All right. So, you guys enter inside the apartment.
I'll just like take a seat in like the common area and just kind of wait for everybody to gather up.
Sure. Can you put me down on the bed? I already know the story.
Yeah.
You lay Interfirth down onto a bed, comfortable, and he tries to move as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Comfy?
Good enough.
Alright. Does Annafirth wear glasses?
No.
Okay. You never know.
He's literally perfect.
Yeah.
I had to make sure.
He has 15-15 eyesight.
15. I mean, he does have
He is
something.
completely ripped. 8-pack. Biggest dick you've ever seen, but not too large. Because then you don't want to hurt the woman. It's literally the perfect. No matter who he's ever been with, if he's even interested in that, man too, whatever he goes, it's perfect. They've never had a partner.
He's got the skeleton dick. It fits perfectly in every hole.
Throw it and
It just slots right in there, you know.
Yeah.
Just physically, but that's just the first part. The second layer
at will
is
cast enlarge reduce when necessary.
Yep.
he is sensitive. He is so caring. He is the ideal partner emotionally as well.
Boy.
It is the real problem is how much this individual will be worth in due time once people find out what a catch Annafirth is.
His charisma's too high, is what you're saying?
I'm saying people don't know what they're
They
missing
don't
out
know.
on.
They don't know what's underneath.
He's been hiding in that little fish town for too long. Anyway, he passes out.
Pretty much. On the spot.
And you're like, God, he's handsome, and you walk back to the group.
Yeah, you know, you can see Show's got a little Dark rock, blush, no. God. Faith, your brother's no. Okay.
Don't even tell me.
Faith, your brother is knocked. He's knocked out right now. He's just completely. He's sleeping.
Just
He
let him.
was really
That
He
was
did a lot for you.
So Faith, why are fish people trying to kill us?
As Matthias butts in immediately, not giving you a second, just wiggle your way out of anything.
So, well, about how long has it been since our journey began, roughly?
3 months, 4 months? I don't know.
I think it's 4 months would be a good call.
4 months?
It's been about 4 months. That sounds right to me.
About 5 or so months ago, I tried to run away from home. I was angry and I was frustrated about not being able to wield magic despite years of study. And so I thought I'd stow away on a ship, Lastar. Unfortunately, a pretty nasty storm swept through the path, and the ship was destroyed. I barely survived because I've lived a life on the sea, and whether it was luck or skills that my father taught me, I survived. And somehow drew the attention of something beneath the ocean. One moment I was drifting on a piece of ship on the surface, and then the next moment I was waking up in an undersea cavern. And there was a creature down there that looked like, I guess, imagine a unicorn, but instead of like silvery and white with fur, it was like bright golden and white with scales like a dragon. Called itself Sea Light, and that it was a creature called a Kirin. I looked more into it after the fact. And they are a magical, mythical creature that, I mean, they hide away in various places around the world, difficult places to reach, because they have the ability to grant wishes. And so people search them out and try to win one of those wishes for themselves. That's how the story goes. I mean, they are powerful enough to do it, most likely. But it's not as simple as just reach it and then it'll give you a wish. Anyways, I caught its attention after the shipwreck, and we just sat and talked for a while. It wanted to know about who I was, what my morals were, what was my goal in life, what were my goals in life, things like that. Get an idea of who I was. And talked that she offered me a compromise. She would give me the ability to cast magic if I upheld the morals and values of goodness that were already in my heart. And then I reach into the pouch and I pull out the Obsidian Stone. This stone is essentially the essence of our connection. If it's destroyed or I lose it, I no longer have my magic.
As you pull it out, you notice, Faith, it seems chalky, unlike it was prior on the outside. Part of it seems to be rubbing off. And of that, it seems like it's getting soft. The glow of warmth of it seems to fade a bit. And you even have, as you're showing it, a chip comes right off it and separates from the stone as a whole.
Not giving an indication of anything about that, just showing it off, but making the note myself.
Is that easily noticeable?
You literally
Like the chip part?
I mean,
you can see it's like it's staining on her fingers and rubbing off, which, you know, I don't think you ever touched it inside there. Matthias did. He did touch it, but
he's sweaty, so that's probably what that is.
he
I got my grubby hobbit hands on it.
It wasn't like that when you touched it, Matthias. And for you just to note, and you clearly see a piece of it come off as he's explaining to you how important this thing is. As Faith is explaining it to you, how important this is to the connection, and once it's gone, can't do magic anymore, like literally emphasizing that point as he's like holding it, like the finger comes and a little like sliver of it comes right off the top of it.
I just put it back in the pouch. In addition, she gave me a prophecy, I guess you would call it.
Oh, do tell.
I don't really know. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but...
They never do. We just need the words. They literally never make sense.
Kaladin, the words!
I don't know the difference, but I'm glad that I'm a character in his books. That's great.
When the waters run black and the skies turn dark, and the light of man begins to fade away, you must use your gifts to reignite the light, bring forth the skies of dawn, and undam the blue waters to save those who are drowning in air.
Adrelix is writing this down.
Nice.
Because he's a good cat.
Good cat. How does he write these things down? Out of curiosity.
I also am interested.
Do you want to know how he does it?
Is it with his tail?
It's with his tail and with his wing.
Oh,
So, like, the wing is like a stabilizer for the tail.
That's really cool.
But
glad
yeah,
I
he'll
asked.
you just see him like fly over and like use his mouth to like take my spellbook out of my spellbook pocket and just like start writing. Like he flips like to the notes. He knows everything, so he just like flips over to the notes section. He's like, oh yes, okay.
That's
So
cool.
you see him kind of like perched on my shoulder, just taking notes while I'm just listening and half facilitating, half just sort of seeing what goes on.
That's really cool.
He has fucking insane handwriting. My handwriting looks like, you can see the clear, like, my handwriting looks just like very like jagged and like blocky kind of, and his handwriting is like,
gorgeous.
It looks like an angel or like a Valkyrie of old descended from the sky and started writing in the notebook, and it's like, well, okay.
It's amazing how much care fantastical beings give to little things such as penmanship, unlike mere shitty mortals.
Yeah, disgusting mortal scum. Yeah. Anyway.
And that was really about all I got from that. I never got a specific indication as to what to look out for or anything like that. It wasn't until about weeks back when we were over in Crimsonport, I had a dream about the creature that was on the mural that Leviathan creature. And it just had a very foreboding message, implying death to me, and that's when I woke up with my book, and I pulled up this bluish, goldish book. That, by the way, does anybody speak Celestial?
Really? No one took it this time. That's surprising.
No. I'd speak Sylvan instead. Sorry.
Then none of y'all know what the title says.
Well, I mean, I could probably figure it out, but not today.
And I got this book, and I got the two orbs, the two eyes. One that was gold and one that was red.
Are you holding them up?
No, I'm keeping everything in the pouch.
Okay. Boring.
Also, didn't we leave the gold eye behind?
Yeah.
We put it in the statue. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me while I go take some notes.
No, you're good. You're good.
And it gave me this weird, vague dream, this Leviathan creature, but then Iki did that palm reading thing, and he seemed to imply that Sea Light was dying in some way. And so that's why I was so adamant about not fighting back right away, is because I don't know anything. We just learned what he said, the name of this creature, this Kozult. But it's doing something to Sea Light, and it's not good.
Well, I feel like, though it didn't pan out the way that any of us wanted, we did learn quite a bit of valuable information, namely that those associated with this Leviathan are probably want to kill us. Or you specifically, Faith. So
probably me specifically. And
if we
mostly to get the eye in the pouch. I don't know what exactly it's gonna do, but my sense is it's gonna do something that either kills Sea Light or brings this Leviathan back into the material plane. It seems to be maybe locked away or something.
And that's the key.
That's my guess at the moment, and that's why I was maybe recklessly trying to keep it safe from that creature down there, because something tells me this is a disaster at the same level as this Skybreaker stuff.
That's self-important, Mosh.
Yeah, that's a bold assumption, but
a giant Leviathan creature.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I hope it's not that. I hope it's not as big as that, because I'm very ill-equipped to handle something like that. When we were in there, you were able to damage the red orb a little, weren't you?
It seemed like I might have started to damage it, but it would take a lot more power than I have at the moment to destroy it, is the impression I got.
Right. Just throwing it out there. We're in a city with some of the most powerful mages in the world. We could just have a conversation with some of our friends and see if they would be willing to try and blow this shit up for us. And then, I don't know. Is that something you want to do, or do you want to hang on to this? What do you think?
I don't know. At the very least, it should be hidden away by people more powerful than us. Because I have, whether or not it can sense the location of this thing, I have the impression we're going to be hunted by whatever that champion was. Or at least the orb is going to be, the eye is going to be hunted. We are not equipped enough to deal with him at this time.
Yeah.
Do you think we could find someone to safeguard the orb in the meantime?
How dare you?
Sorry. The eye that is shaped like an orb.
This is very different. This is completely different and original.
Orb is also a shape, so don't...
I have
circle.
Tons of self-conscious issues here, my friend.
Alright, sorry. Do you think we could find someone to safeguard the sphere?
Of eternal harmony.
The globe.
My first thought was talking to Talia about it. If anybody can connect us with anything, we are partially indebted to each other both ways, so she'd at least have an idea.
Also, she'll probably want to know that we're alive.
Nah.
That was part of the reason why I wanted to come back here, because it's an easy way for us to be found.
True. Alright, so we've got...
Faith!
A red eye.
Where do you keep that pouch on you?
Me?
Yeah.
I have always kept it like right around my neck.
Okay, the DM just wanted to know.
I mean, I kind of tuck it down like in between my breasts so it's out of sight.
Sure.
Right.
But like it's always like literally as close as possible to me in the most secure place possible.
Okay.
Not something that somebody could readily steal.
Right. Well, it feels
unless they're perverts.
True. Still not readily.
Big Brother's around.
Yeah.
Definitely not when Big Brother's around.
And not all the gods of the world are like super against sexual assault. Let me tell you, Corlin, like Melora's all for like horrible murder, but you talk about sexual assault, not even rape. You're in for it. Yeah, you're in for this world.
The plus 75 on his hit. Yeah.
I feel like Melora would be the worst. She'd be like, "Oh, you did this? Get ready for the eldritch horrors I'm gonna unleash upon you."
So much fun. She's the most fun of all of them.
So you can do whatever you want, with one limit.
Can you imagine that bad guy talk? Yeah, and then we pillage. Yeah, but there's one rule about pillaging. What? No, everyone, listen to me. Listen to me. Anyway, the pouch feels really warm right now. So you would know that because of where you're keeping it.
Feels really... I'm sorry.
I'm gonna open it up and like just look.
The red eye is glowing a little brighter than last you saw when you last checked.
All right, let's try to find Talia. This thing seems to be glowing and getting warm. And I don't take that as a good sign.
That's bullshit. This is ridiculous metagaming going on right now. Definitely nothing to do with you being intelligent people.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, like, even if they just put it in like a shifting demi-plane where it's in a different plane of existence every so often, like that's a far more secure place of hiding than what is currently the case, because we are ill-equipped to face anything of that magnitude again.
So what do you guys want to do?
Well, we're certainly in the right place to get that kind of help. That's good. Do we have any of the... I forget the instructions Talia gave us for the contacting her with these stones. I don't even know if she set it up yet.
She was going to get them and bring them to us at our meetup this morning.
Oh, how inconvenient. Okay.
You all recall it was definitely in her hands, especially you, Sho, because you had Adrelix fly out, and she literally had him like in one hand, and the other hand she was banging on the shadow
how
stuff.
Inconvenient. How contrived. It's almost as if it was fated to happen.
Oh, now you want to go with this? You want to go this route? I can fate some bullshit real quick. I have to restrain myself, which I'm doing a terrible time doing today.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, do you think your professor would have a way to talk with these kind of... We just need somebody who's more equipped for this kind of thing.
Yeah, my professor can definitely help. May not be his expertise, but can definitely help.
I mean, at least getting us connected to the right people, because this is
is
too dangerous to be in our possession anymore.
I mean, we could even just take it up top and go to fucking Professor Zern, Headmaster Zern.
Goddamn right.
I mean, I don't disagree, but like,
she might be harder to pin down.
We could try, certainly, but it's a little presumptuous for us to be walking to the office of one of, if not the most powerful mage in all of Zenya, and saying, "Hey, can you help us take care of this big problem?" I feel like that's the kind of thing she gets like 30 times a day.
All right, fine. We can just go to my professor. We can go to.
I mean, I don't disagree that she's probably the best equipped to handle this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she probably would appreciate a bunch of fuckheads walking up to her office.
We're not just fuckheads. We're her fuckheads. But yes,
you do have a relationship with her, which it's better than nothing at this point. I will give you that. If you were cold, like never met you before, definitely would not go well for you. But there is some sort of relationship. You can see.
We can go to Professor Mika. We can do that.
I mean, if it comes from your professor, it gives us a little bit more credibility as well.
Are we short resting during this period?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we're just kind of sitting and talking.
Okay. While this is all happening, I will use Song of Rest so that when you roll your hit points, you get extra stuff. Let me just find it in my features.
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna recover some spell slots. Ha!
No, hold on.
Yeah,
I am wrong. I don't have that feature yet. I think that's a level 2 bard thing. I'm making.
Oh,
I'm
bummer.
It's a level 2.
Well, I'm gonna recover 2 level 1 spell slots. Arcane recovery.
Dude, just send this fucking.
Give me them shots.
Oh, D&D Beyond updated their short rest thing. This is cool.
Yeah, maybe I'm so small.
It automatically heals you when you rolled in.
Did you all short rest without asking me if you successfully short rest?
Hey, I was asleep this entire time, so I'm taking it. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, you all short rest, just fine. That's fine.
Cool. What are the chances that we're gonna... Yeah, screw it. I'm doing it. Shouldn't have done it. Roll the 1 on the die. Should have done it.
Feel much better after that.
So, we're heading to your professor show?
Yeah, we can go to my professor.
Let's start there and maybe we'll work our way to Headmaster Zern if possible, if appropriate.
Alternatively, we can just go to the headmaster of our college as well, divination. So, either or, I have a.
Ooh, I missed it. Why are we going to your professor?
Oh,
We're gonna try and blow up the shiny rock your sister has.
Either destroy the eye or hide it away in a place much more secure than us, because I feel like it's a beacon for that champion character to track us.
I'd certainly like to not see him ever again.
What the fuck are you talking about, Faith? How dare you?
Well,
I swear to
we
God,
at
you
least
make
know-
another broad assumption like that, I'll
Faith-
make it come true.
Faith,
Well-
can you?
It's less of an assumption if you comment on it.
I feel so
Well,
attacked this session.
what we
I
do
just
know-
feel so attacked.
What we do know is that when we initially retrieved it, it was normal. And now that we have left that area, it is hot and bothered. So, if anything, it's at least a sign. And
Faith,
considering
are you-
everything that
over that
happened,
hour you wait, Faith, it does get warmer. Thanks for reminding me.
I certainly have nothing to do, or no problems with destroying it if we can do
let's
that.
go.
Can you sense the presence of the other orb, Faith?
other eyeball?
Yeah, the other eye.
Yes,
No.
ruin has come to this campaign.
I
No.
I never really. Do I feel a weird sense of distance to another object out there?
Make a religion check for me.
8.
No?
I mean, I never really did before.
Okay.
And I
Just
don't
curious.
currently. Let's go.
Yeah.
This thing is warming up.
Allow me
Hmm?
to show you the way.
All right, as you guys exit out, you can see across from the apartments inside the park where you guys agreed to meet, the figure of Talia Lightweaver is sitting on a bench.
Oh, or we can
There
just
she
talk
is.
to Talia. She's right there.
Let's just go to her.
The dice were ever in your favors tonight.
That's way easier. All right, yeah, let's just do that.
She wasn't supposed to be there, but I rolled for it, and then I rolled a natural 19. I hate you guys.
Oh my god.
You
Zach,
rolled
that's
it.
cool. I watched that clip like once a month that you posted.
It's so good. It gives me chills.
Which one's that?
It's the
The Brennan as Evan Kelp.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that one recently. I also saw the what's his name? Like the professor where he goes and destroys everything. Destroys everything.
the halfling mailman. I know what you're talking about.
It's great. Anyway.
Yeah, let's approach Talia.
All right.
Is it really Talia?
As you guys approach, you see Ragnorum.
I knew it.
You asked. You asked, and you gave me the idea I could make it better, and this is how I make it better. What is this? There's got to be an equivalent of like some hack director that had one big hit, and every time he's like, more lightsabers, put more lightsabers. Obviously, that's not. No. Anyway, before you guys can even get halfway, Talia sees you, gets up, and teleports in front of your group immediately, and is looking at you guys in the eyes, going, "What happened? Where did you go? Are you all right? What happened? What's going on?"
Long story, we need to take care of this thing that Faith has.
Okay, what is it?
I'll let her explain.
I'll do. So, long story short, I cast magic through a contract with a very powerful magical being.
Mm-hmm.
Another magical being is trying to kill mine, I think. And we were abducted because they wanted an item that's on my possession, and I pull out the eye real quick. We almost died. Inadvertently unleashed a champion of the Great Leviathan, and it is probably hunting me.
Didn't like that last part at all. Not one bit. All right, I was
Hey,
kind
neither
of
do we.
indifferent
Yeah,
for
tell
a
ya.
while.
I was about to say he was a real jackass.
Yeah, real jackass.
That. Okay.
And
I have
this thing
questions
is-
I have to ask you, but you're making it sound really urgent. So,
Answers
Yes.
are better than questions right now.
all right.
It's been steadily getting hotter since we've returned.
Did you
from
take
that
it out?
area.
You showed her, right? It's burning your
Yeah.
fingers. If you're holding it right now, it's burning your fingers, showing it to her.
I'll hold it, then I'll put it back in the pouch.
Okay.
It burns through the pouch.
It is burning. It's really warm in the pouch, but it's not to the point of burning through the pouch yet.
I think we need to either destroy this or lock it away somewhere where nothing's ever gonna find it.
Didn't we try to destroy it? When we were there?
I tried, but I didn't have enough power behind it. It seems like it's very sturdy, but not indestructible.
Give it to me. Just stab it.
I'll destroy it. Give it to me.
I'll gingerly hand it over real quick.
It goes in her hand. You see she has like almost no reaction to what was just burning you, and she just has this determination look on her face, and you see this very controlled like bout of magic explode in her hand, and as it settles down, you see her look at that and go. She looks at you and she goes, all right, we're going to go see Grandmaster Azura, and you fucked up. And she puts this right back in your pouch, and she's like, we're going right now, as you guys begin to walk all the way toward the Dunamancy College.
Hey, I was right about something.
As you walk towards the Dunamancy College, Faith, you notice the heat begins to lessen a little bit, but then it starts to plateau as you guys are walking toward the college.
Okay.
Is there anything, guys, you want to do on your way to the college? Want a short rest, long rest, you know?
I will explain to Talia the champion and our battle with him.
Okay.
His name was Zenus Elithar.
You see her go, okay. She goes, noted. Thank you for sharing that. I will look into this as well. Seems that I was fated. I'm not one for fate. I don't believe in it, but I'd more or less say I was drawn to your group. It was interesting that you are involved with much bigger things that I ever thought capable of any random student I could have ran across onto the campus. So that's his,
It seems that way.
fascinating.
There was also some kind of, he called himself the bounty hunter. That brought us to this location first.
That was the guy. The thing that
guy?
generated the darkness.
The darkness when you were trying to reach us.
That is what we needed to talk about, but
we'll talk about it after.
Yes, we're going to talk about that after. And you guys enter into the college, and as you see once again, it's red something. The liaison that helps manage everything.
Merrick Redstream.
Thank you. I don't have him right in front of it. Say his name again to me. Redstream.
Sir Merrick Redstream.
Merrick. Sir Merrick Redstream is right there talking to the front desk right now as they're sort of getting the schedule in order. And as Talia walks in, you see Sir Merrick go, no. She is booked clean today. And you see Talia just puts her hand up, and the entire desk area with Sir Redstream and the poor students just getting their little work study in. Just a big old black ball goes all around it and then flattens. And it is just like 2D now. And she's like, she just has her hand out and is not acknowledging it.
I go up to Sir Merrick and I'm so sorry.
You can't see him. He's 2D in the floor.
Oh, he also, not just the desk, both people
as well.
It was the
desk, and both the people are now in the floor.
Well, then I say that to the 2D floor.
She is walking ahead, not giving us shit, as the other two right now are like caveman or Egyptian drawings right now on the ground.
Do they have any reaction to when I say it, or is it just drawings?
They're just drawings.
Yep.
Basically, you're an eldritch being to those now two-dimensional creatures.
Mm-hmm.
you guys go up and through a bunch of twists and turns, and finally she goes right up to the doorway you were last here with Bailey and to the office of Professor Azurin, and she just knocks that shit wide open as the door slams against the back, and you can clearly see at her desk currently talking with someone. An audible sigh leaves the mouth of Professor Azurin as she goes, ugh. Another individual opposite Professor Azurin is another headmaster. Let me...
Who's the weird dude we met?
That
had like 2 students.
The Chronomancy people? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not him. It's not the Chronomancy people, thankfully. No, this show, is Gildis Colgrave, headmaster of geomancy, is sitting across from her. I
love Gildis.
Can't find his race.
He doesn't have one.
He definitely does.
Just some
guy.
I don't have it also.
He's an ooze.
He's literally every race, all combined into one. Somehow.
I have this in my notes. I got
He's
it.
an abomination.
Half dwarf, half.
What was his name?
Gildis Colgrave. And
yeah, aka the Undertaker. AKA, he works in graves because he's a geomancer, so he's really good at it.
Digs graves for a living.
He's literally just a grave digger. Yeah.
He is a very well-toned ogre.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
So he digs the graves and puts people in them too.
His clothing is beautifully tailored. And as he turns, he gives a little giggle to Headmaster Azurin and goes, "Oh, it sounds like we have a visitor from one of your esteemed students I hear so much about." "Indeed. What is it today?" She shouts out towards Talia. Talia looks in, she goes, "My apologies for interrupting, Headmaster Azurin, but my dear friends here have seemed to have started a whole bunch of shit, and I think it's big enough to warrant your attention."
She mentions us. I've now turned back into a Goliath. When she mentions us, I'll wave. Like, oh, hey, how's it going?
He's neutral as ever. Professor Azurin looks at the group and she goes, "Indeed, then. Master Colgrave, if you wouldn't mind, of course not. We were just wrapping up here anyway. I'll keep you posted on to what else I can find about these day and night sequences. This is fascinating in the worst of ways." She gives a nod, and he walks by the group, and he gives a pat on the shoulder to Talia, who's just like, fuck you. And he gives a big old smile, and he looks at the group, and he just like, "Look at you lot, getting in big enough trouble to see the headmaster. Have any interest in geomancy, feel free to sign up." So he closes the door behind. Faith, the eye is really, really hot. It's hot so much through the bag, it burns. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna I'm sorry, and I'm just gonna put it on the desk.
As you guys close the ridiculous purposeful gap she has that you have to walk a long way to get to her desk. Very power move. As you get it put on the desk, you can see she reaches out with her talon and picks it up inside her metallic hand and is looking at it. And a little spell goes off as you see her just mumbling to herself. And Talia comes up, she goes, I used one of the spells, and it withstood it. I mean, that is not... shouldn't happen. And you see a very similar sequence goes inside the hand of Headmaster Zurin. And as the energy fades again, the eye is still there, and you see Talia, like, take a step back and go, like, I just told you I did that. And Headmaster Zurin goes, if we are to evaluate things properly, then I have to apply the systems of the scientific method over and over again. We don't have time. They made it sound urgent. And Headmaster Zurin looks over to you, Faith. Is that so? Is this an urgent matter?
Well, normally it's pretty room temperature, but in the past 40 minutes it's gotten very, very hot to the touch. And a very, very dangerous entity was looking for it. What do you know of Kolzal, the Great Leviathan?
I haven't heard that name, but my studies weren't as expansive as some of my peers into the deities. I don't have quite a great history with them.
Well, a champion of that creature,
As you say that, bursting back through the door is Professor Colgrave as he gets launched in as the familiar vestige of the champion of...
Oh no. I thought it would take a little bit more time.
as the champion pushes his way in, Triton first, into the room. As you see him go, oh, there we have it. This is ridiculous, all the hoops I have to jump through. I need to change the music.
Part 2.
Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
I mean, we can just run away.
Homie, I'm chilling, dude. I'm full health. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for all that means with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he just
It's a single auto attack, you know?
I'll just cast Mirror Image.
Give
It's
him the orb.
fine. He can't
Honestly,
kill me.
Mirror Image is a great spell. I'm a fool.
You fool.
I was like, maybe we'll need it for later in the day.
What did you need later in the day?
What, now?
I didn't use all my hit dice for short rest. I only used some of them, so I'm not at full, but I'm.
Don't worry, I used all my hit dice. I'm still not full, so.
Oh, that feels bad.
Don't worry. I used none of them.
That's right.
Get my spell slots back though, so.
Nice, dude. Me too. Honestly, like
Warlock's
it's hard being us, right? You know what I mean? Like it's just tough.
Oh, sweet. I get my wild shapes back on short rest.
Does action
That's
surge
awesome.
come back on a short rest?
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I have
Why?
wild shapes.
I know, feels good, right?
Literally, why?
That's
so
incredible.
dumb.
That's incredible.
Fucking Luke's ready to
Complete
go.
switch up. Everybody was all long rests last campaign, now it's all short rests.
And it
Wait,
was like,
wait,
all I
so-
needed was 1 hour.
So action surge resets on a short rest, but not bardic inspiration.
Yes.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
At level 5 bard,
you'll get there.
Okay.
You'll get there, kid.
Use on a short rest.
I gotcha.
You'll get it when you're older.
Yeah, you'll get it when you're an older bard. Yeah.
I mean, technically, yeah.
As Xanis enters
Kill me.
into the room, you see Headmaster Zurin closes her talon around the eye and looks at the individual and goes, "Excuse me, I'm busy right now." And as she raises her hand, she gives a little twist like this, and the champion gets blasted back outside the door. And she looks back toward you, Faith, and she goes, "Did I just see champion armor enter into my office just now?"
Yeah, that he wants the eye.
Didn't quite have the time to explain it.
We were just about to get
he's
there.
immediately back into the room after that, and he goes, okay. I don't think anybody in this era understands what is going on and how things are about to happen. And you see she looks at him again with, this time talon-wide, and she goes, enough, and she just puts her hand down, and gravity just goes to flatten him into nothing, and you can see immediately he puts his hand up and his Triton out, and he goes, okay. Oh, Dunamancy, eh? Kezeret are dead, as he looks at her, and you see her twist her head a little bit and goes, well then, I guess you're seeing a ghost. As she then stands up from her desk as the champion pushes back the spell, and he goes, I never thought I'd have the treat. And he is getting psyched up as you see Talia, like, she begins to take stride and begins casting a spell, and you see Professor Azurin go, absolutely not, and she just straight up banishes Talia. She just disappears. Okay. And with that, gives the champion an opportunity, who lunges forward at Professor Azurin with his Triton. As the Triton comes out, she catches it with the talon and looks at him, still neutral in the face. And you see him give a smirk. He's like, ooh. And then she is blasted back 30 feet past her desk into the wall. As she slams back into it, the eye drops to the floor, and you can see the champion lurches forward. You can see like water geysers shooting up from underneath him over towards the eye, and you see her as she's regaining her stride, her senses. She puts her hand out and pulls the eye right back into her hand, and as he's falling down into the air, you see Master Azurin go. You can see for the first time an angry expression come across Master Azurin's face, and you hear, instead of the calmness in her voice, a very different tone. And you hear her say, amazing what the little bugs think they can do with a little time. And as the champion is coming toward her, before he lands, she opens a portal right underneath his feet that he falls right into. Immediately, the champion begins to freeze over as she begins to stand up and walk over, and she goes, enjoy the blackness and death of space. As she then closes the portal on him. As the portal begins to close, you see he grabs the edge of the portal and puts his Triton in between. He goes, holy hell, lady, what is this? And you see her like twist her head in annoyance, and she takes her talent, she's trying to close, and she's putting more and more pressure on the champion. And he goes, oh, it was close, I'll give you that. And you see on his chest that eye gets very bright red and shoots out a beam right toward Master Azurin. And you see her,
not a beam,
dodge out of the way as she teleports away, giving the chance for the individual to jump out of the portal. And as he's jumping out, she immediately takes like her form again, and she goes, I should have just listened to Ralia in the first place. And just as he's jumping out, a prismatic wall appears right in front of the portal that just he slams right into it, and then she just slowly pushes the prismatic wall, pushing him into the confines of it, and shuts the portal. She dusts herself off. Talia comes back in. And you see her take the eye, and it disappears inside her hand. I am going to change the music.
Never underestimate the power of the prismatic ward.
That's good shit.
Wow.
That's the good stuff.
Jeez,
Good thing we have the most powerful wizard on the planet to help
Day
us in a time of need.
Day sex. That's fantastic.
I can't wait to get expelled for this.
The question is, can this dude teleport before he dies to the vacuum of space?
Who knows?
As soon as Talia comes back, you hear Talia, "Are you shitting me right now? Are you kidding me? You have no idea. We had no idea what that..." And she just puts her hand up to her and gives a very stern look, but almost with daggers for eyes, right to Talia, and goes, "I handled it." She then looks to you, Faith.
I'm just kind of like jaw dropped.
I will look into this Leviathan you've talked about and the champion that so rudely interrupted our conversation today. I don't believe... I don't believe they will be bothering you for some time. If they do, feel free to let me or any of the other professors know, as even though you're not a student of this campus, you are still not only a being that deserves dignity, safety, but also a practitioner of the arcane. And there is a special respect I have for all those in the pursuits. Champions don't tend to die easily. And even dropping them into some demi-plane in the middle of the godlessness of space, I would not count it out of that creature to return, some shape, way, or form. Gods have a way of keeping champions around far longer than they're wanted. I will look into the other professors with these eye and see what we can do about ridding it, destroying it, or keeping it out of the hands of arrogant, insignificant insects. Thank you for bringing this to my attention today, Talia. Is there anything else?
Anford's gonna whisper to Faith, "I think we should mention the other one."
Honestly, I'm getting lost at how many things we're getting involved with. Which one do you mean?
The golden eye that you don't have anymore.
Might
help them combat whatever it is.
There was a golden counterpart, by the way, for a far better being in terms of lawfulness.
How so?
Is a Kieran by the name of Sealight.
Okay.
Gave me a golden version of that eye, and we used it to escape the champion from our run-in about 2 hours ago.
Looks back to Talia. You were very right to bring this to me. Looks back to you, Faith, and you were very right to hand it over. Is there any other information you can give me to help better my pursuits of understanding the situation?
I will recount my dream and what the Leviathan mentioned to me, and I'll use minor illusion to conjure like an image of it, so she has something to go off of.
In
with
the
her
middle
research.
of that minor illusion, she goes, "One moment," and she walks over to Professor Colgrave and goes, "I forgot about you." And she, you see a healing spell go off on him, and you see him go up. Oh, was that a champion? She's like, in a moment. And then she walks right back to you and picks up exactly where you guys left off. You notice she does not take any notes whatsoever, but she is completely attentive and listening to every word that you say.
So I'll do like a version of what I saw in the dream of the Leviathan itself. A version of the mural we saw down in the cavern. An image of both the red and the gold eye.
Thank you for recounting all of that and using such great imagery to help me understand better. It is my understanding now that you five have come across the paths of two champions in the matter of weeks, when most champions are not spotted for years, decades, or centuries at a time. Whatever paths you are pursuing, it would appear you have found yourself in waters and powers that be much greater than your capabilities. I mean, that is no insult to your group, and I am glad that you came to me, but I can perceive how ill-equipped you are for such situations. I would suggest not making this a pattern.
Understood, Headmaster.
Is there anything else?
Thank you.
You're most
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
As long as you keep chasing the pursuits of understanding in this world, both arcane, science, and magic alike, you will always be friends of Last Star and its people. You'll always find a friend here at the Dudamancy College, or many of the other colleges on campus. I cannot promise you all of them, because some of them are not as equipped. I will not always be available in such situations, as we have, as you can know, a multitude of crisis-level events occurring in a short period of time. This tends to happen on occasion throughout our long lifetimes. It would appear that other turning points need to be prevented, and there are people who are missing from their posts that have a lot to answer to. Keep your noses clean, stay safe.
We are certainly going to be doing our best.
She dismisses you guys, and with a wave of Dunamantic power, all of you kind of get the nice... It's not a mean shove, but it's a shove to get the fuck out of her office. She then goes over to Professor Colgrave, and she's like, "Do you need anything else?" And he's just like, "He fucking hit me with a train. What the hell is that?" What a schmuck. Why would he do that? She's just like, "Their champions are gaudy. I don't know what to tell you." Which is like... I mean, why not hit me with a plank of wood while you're at it? How stupid. Or on land. And that's the last you hear as the door closes. You can tell Professor Zern has absolutely no love for champions.
Don't blame her. Don't blame her one bit. So, that went about as well as we could have hoped.
Did you know that this was chasing you? Were you like...
I didn't know, but I had a suspicion, which is why I was trying to be as urgent about it as possible.
Yeah, because that's what made me think you knew.
But I didn't have the impression he would arrive that quickly.
Oh.
Because we encountered him in an undersea cavern, at least over 100 miles away. So yeah.
She stands back and you see her cast a spell. And as she casts a spell, she looks at you, she's like, all right, well, you're not marked, so that's fine. Probably the object then.
That's what I thought it was the eye.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is all fascinating. All right, we're going to go somewhere way nicer than... Oh, wait a second. And as you guys are, like, walking out, she goes over to the still 2D desk, and she's like... And pumps it up. And you see the student is just like... That was crazy. And you see Red Stream is just like... Immediately vomiting. Projectile vomiting onto the ground. And she just like, see you next week. And he's just like, please don't ever come back. You are banned from this college. And she does not even humor a glance.
I'll press the digitation to clean off his clothes.
Oh, he is wide-eyed and broken are his shoulders and trying to find his way.
Guys, Headmaster Azurin is so cool.
She is
cool. She's the headmaster.
Dude.
As cool as she is, I'd prefer to watch her.
Totally. Just took care of that dude. Was like, no, get out of here.
I'd prefer to not have to watch her fight. That would be my preference. If
I don't know. I
honest.
thought it was pretty cool.
I'd rather not put the headmaster in danger.
I mean, I was within
That's
like 10,
true.
10 feet of a prismatic wall, which certainly would have killed me.
That was one.
Definitely don't want her to be in danger, but it was still cool. You gotta appreciate that.
She is something else when she unleashes her magic, that's for sure.
Anyway, you mentioned something nicer?
Yes. And she grabs all of you and she's like, give me your hands, give me your hands. She like literally like slaps at one of you. She's snapping and slaps at one of your hands. Give me your hand. Do you guys grab hands?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Grab hands! You guys teleport. You guys teleport and find yourselves inside a laboratory. A large, massive lab. Books all around you guys. Desks set up with a multitude of experiments. From the top are all these glass balls and glass like potions holding all sorts of components inside them. So just like you saw similar into Rumble, where they kept all the materials for creating alchemy, this is all looks like magical components all up on the ceiling. You can see all sorts of crests that you don't really... They're just symbologies. They're nothing that you guys really recognize or see as important all around inside the area and all around this laboratory. There are windows that look out into this beautiful clouds as far as the eye can see, and this gorgeous sunlight comes into each of the 4 massive windows that are around this area. In the center, there is an entire area of couches and cushions and desks that has hot tea already prepared on it and hot beverages, not just with tea, but also of varying other ones. Some look very dark in their materials, some are bright in their colors and of greens and blues, and some are just normal, what you expect of coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. As soon as she arrives, you can see automatons coming over and trying to take her clothes and stuff. She's like, no, I'm fine, not today. And they move out back through the place. Some of them are on 4 legs, some of them are bipedal. They resemble different types of either humanoid creatures or animal creatures you might see. Even a similar looking like metallic clockwork fox is sitting just watching the entirety of your group as you come inside. She goes, please go ahead and make yourself comfortable. We can talk inside here. This is one of my many studies. She goes into the back and she changes out of her clothes into what looks, instead of the casual shit she was wearing, into more like battle mage type of clothes, because she seems to be a bit on edge as she wants to listen to more of you guys. When she comes back out, the robes from the normal black and really, I'd say, stamped down clothing. She tries to blend in with the crowd that she normally, when you normally see her out here at home. Hers is very fancy and it's very over the top, and it's like made of what do they call that? Cashmere.
Cashmere?
I think it is
Cashmere sequin.
Yeah. So it's that type of like clothing is as on this cloth of even the battle mage clothes she's wearing right now. It's still like immaculately tailored. As she sits down with the group and she goes, so I was going to take you to a Shire today. And then the world went insane. So the thing I really care about is what happened with that darkness. I've seen that darkness once in my life, and you're going to explain to me what that is.
We'd love to explain it to you. However, I think at this point, the information we have and all that's going down, I mean, the least you can give us is your real name.
Make a persuasion check.
18.
There's no undoing this. You take this step, and you want to go past being our friendly casual selves. You're in it. You're no longer nobodies. You're no longer simple
Sounds like
people.
We already are. I don't think we can really make that decision at this point. We've thrust ourselves into it, and I think you're in it too.
I've been in it for quite some time. The rest of you, you have a choice. You can walk away right now. It seems like you have interesting destinies, to say the least. But if we're going to this level of friendship with one another, then it comes with baggage.
I don't really have a choice, if I'm being honest. You saw what is seems to be following me around, so not literally, but
The rest of you?
I'm in. Sorry.
She smiles at that and she's like, I've always liked you, Ganon.
I'm in. I think you have much to teach me amongst everyone else, so I'm cool with it.
I generally have commitment issues, but I could stick along for this ride.
Fair enough. My name is Shella Azurin.
Excuse me?
See, your relationship with the headmaster makes a lot more sense now.
My dear mother tends to make things difficult for me. To try and get done and trying to not live in her shadow can be a problem.
So the metal arm, then, that's not,
Genetic?
You're not born with that?
No, it's a ritual that we do. I mean, I haven't partaken it yet because I'm still fond of my arm up to my elbow. But it is something that I may partake in someday. It enhances your magical powers, but I'd like to be able to accomplish things without simple talent.
Just wanted to know if it was genetic or not.
It's, you know.
And I wink at her.
You see her just, you know, she gets this shit all the time. She's just annoyed, like, here we go again with fucking Kezerat bullshit. I'm just, this is why I don't tell anybody. This is exactly my annoyance with the world.
And this is the guy who she had to wipe his memory.
Yep.
He doesn't remember that.
No, he doesn't.
You lot seem special, each and every one of you, and I don't say that often, or really ever. What was so strange was how clearly you can see. I have blinders when certain things come up in the magical world. I don't have much patience for morons, which, as much as I can disagree with my mother, bless her heart, she has the patience of all the saints and gods combined. I don't. I've inherited my father's patience for most things. But Sho, no one talks to me like you've talked to me. And I do find that I don't know. That's why I am curious. I have sensed strangeness within you, and I don't know why.
I'm just treating you how I would treat anyone else in that situation. Not anything special.
Fair enough.
He's just a really good guy.
There's
a lot of really good guys that don't get to talk to me like that. I don't know why I give you the pass, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Right.
You see in her eyes, immediately the eyes say yes. That's exactly why. But the mouth doesn't follow. Anyway.
Did you make a tsundere character? Oh my god.
What is that? What is that again?
It's the anime trope where a girl is like really mean to people, but like Helga Pataki is a tsundere.
No.
Where they're really mean to people, but they have like a soft spot for certain individuals.
Okay,
it's just funny.
Then a little bit yes then, sure.
It's just funny.
You remember, she's the daughter of Mr. Azurin.
Yeah, no, I get it.
She's got Did you guys know, by the way? Like, I was signposting that pretty hard. Did anybody have an inclination?
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
I just thought she was gifted. I was just like, whatever.
I thought she could have been a Blackstone, but some kind of powerful
prominent.
Lineage.
Yeah.
All
right.
Not every Jedi has to be a Skywalker, guys. Jeez.
I don't think you've consumed Star Wars content, Ryan. We're on this obscure story out in It's Luke, bitches!
Yeah, I mean, okay, they don't have to be a Skywalker.
It's just not interesting.
If they're not, they're a Palpatine.
Oh, painful. So painful.
That crossed my mind, but I was like, I'm not going to bring it up.
Yeah.
We don't talk about those.
We don't talk.
We've inherited the burden of the generation before us now. We have our own trilogy that we don't talk about. We don't hate it, though, because we had our own hate it. We were like, no, but it's kind of okay. You didn't play Battlefront. Anyway. So this is important. A lot of this stuff is very important to me. Skybreaker took my father's life, and that legacy should be done with. It doesn't belong in the hands of morons or mortals, and certainly not the gods. I don't know how my mother had the patience to not just take it and let us do our own thing with it, but it was through multiple conversations that she convinced me that it is not mine to steal. But I still can break in and see it whenever I want, which I do often. That's what led me to the cave that had the little tinkerers whose nose was too deep in arts and magics they don't understand and shouldn't be putting their nose in. The blackness. I've seen it once. and it is impenetrable. That's not normal. That doesn't... my magic is as powerful as it gets, second to my mother. There's nobody in the world that can stand to me and my magic but my mother. All of you know that's not true. You know she's powerful, but you've already heard her lose to a Valkyrie, and she can't get through this bounty hunter's magic. So by deduction, you know that can't be true. But she certainly believes it.
How much do we know about Mansoon's use of Skybreaker?
You know he used it to avenge the Kezerat people by destroying the Forgath, the Warden of Flames, the Red Dragon God. That is notable because it's a normal human, not a chosen champion, was the first person to destroy a god. And it was somebody that was in dedication to magic. A place like Last Star is definitely heralded as a crowning achievement of science and arcane.
Like they almost hold him higher in regard than Shalmir.
No. See, Shalmir's a little different, though, right? Because he did it to Melora, and that's like a different story, right? Shalmir's transcendent stuff to a different level of like, there's so many layers to that people just like, it's almost like what you'll get in Abrahamic religions, where just like, you love Jesus Christ, right? And they're like, what are you talking? It's a given. It's a given. I'm angry now that you asked me that. Like, that is what Shalmir's done. Is just like, it's a baseline of like, well, he is the savior of the world. He's amazing, and the Mountain Lord's amazing, and that's great. The Valkyrie is like muddied waters. Like, that one's a little weirder. We don't know about that one. Mansoon is almost problematic because people forget about the millions of years of hatred he kept himself alive on. Oh my God, I'm having a stroke.
The ends justify the means.
The ends justifies the means. Thank you. Was his villainous arc. But people are like, the science he did though while he was doing it. I mean,
this sounds like some
cool.
Hitler shit.
Yeah, like sounds like the Nazis.
It's not.
It's a little human rights abusive, but it's really intelligent.
Science.
But look at everything we discovered from it.
That's for you to like dissect. I'm just saying, Mansoon did genocide no people. I'll tell you
Hitler
that
killed
much.
Darth Vader, would everybody be happy? Maybe.
Okay,
we keep going back to Star Wars
You can do whatever you want with how you play this game, but I'm just, for my record, not comfortable with the equivalent of Mansoon to Hitler. Like, you could do Hitler to the leader of Skoberheim that was murdered by Pargem. That's Mordecai Seeker.
Yeah.
That's way more on par. All right,
yeah.
But he was
we
also
don't like that guy.
corrupted by Malor to a degree as well. But like, that was still in him. Yep, he's still a bitch. All right, that's way more. Where Pargem on the Spectrum 2, he's just doing his thing, right? He's just believing in his faith and trying to get God that he has a real good verbal relationship with back into this world. So like, his genocide is like, well, I mean, like, if God told you to murder everybody and they create everything, that's a pickle. It's like, is it? That doesn't, that did, but it's like, well, when you're talking deities, it's not right. But do you worry about the anthill you genocide every day? That's the weird area they're in. Mordecai is not. And Mansoon is a far cry from that. Because, again, remember, a lot of his time was spent just basically being a curmudgeon in his own world, and then also trying to be efficient and then fucking it up, creating all these other simulacrums of extremes of his personality that he had to go around and murder for, like, hundreds of years. Because they were then trying to undermine him and be like, I'm the real Mansoon. He's like,
that's a good point.
This is fucking ridiculous.
I completely forgot that a lot of the bad shit that we had to deal with Mansoon
it's a simulacrum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're like, man, he's evil.
Like when
The similarity.
Pralia and Mosnell were together in that like ice cave or
Yeah,
whatever, Mansoon showed up and took our magic items. We're like, what the
Dude,
what the hell?
he unenchanted my sword.
That's
What
the
an
most,
ass!
See, that's I believe the most evil thing that the real
Fucking
Manson
douchey.
did to you guys, and that I love the fact that code. He's Hitler. He is Hitler.
Exactly.
Where that came from.
That's where it came from. He's like, he took my 2 magic items. He's fucking Hitler. It has been the most
Checks out to me.
I mean, Parcham only tried to kill me. Okay, Mansoon took my magic.
the
items.
most educational experience of all of campaign 1 for me was if you want your players to be furious, take their shit. That's it. That's all you gotta do is take the things they like, and that is over. It's fucking over. You're not friends until that's resolved. Like, haha, Reed, yeah, we're playing COD right now, but don't fucking talk to me about D&D for a little bit. All right.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so do you guys want to take a break? We're 2.5 hours in. Or 2 hours
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
Let's take a
Yes.
break, and then we'll continue
Snacks.
a conversation with Talia. Well, with now that you know Ashella.
Yeah.
All right, let's play D&D. All right. You guys are inside the lair of Ashella Azurin.
Layer action.
Lair action. You all fucking die. You are just crushed to death unless you make a saving throw of a ridiculous caliber. Because, fun fact, Tyrion's been here.
I believe it.
This is Mansoon's lair from campaign 1.
Where we had the wizard duel.
It
Oh
is
my god,
indeed.
that was so fun.
This is many things her father left behind for her.
Literally, oh my god, yeah. Tyrion just got straight up abducted, and he just had a one-on-one duel with Mansoon.
That
And it was
fun.
literally just round robin of cast spell, counter spell, cast spell, counter spell, cast spell, counter spell,
Colvin-
and just
No,
whoever
no, no, no.
succeeded.
As
It was
Coleman's
who-
just freaking out. Yeah, so like any viewers on TV would have been doing the as everyone's like, I don't get it. I didn't watch campaign 1. I don't fucking why are you being so lame? I don't know. Who is this guy in the latest episode of The Mandalorian that nobody knows about? Ryan, I really think you
You
should
mean
catch
Boba
up.
Fett?
Yes, Ryan,
Yeah,
I really
I'm
think
planning
you
on
should.
catching up. I
Yes.
just haven't
Again, it's not
gotten to
super
it.
special. It's not that crazy. It's not like
Sure.
the end of Mandalorian season 2 awesome. Nowhere's close. But this is one of those things that as soon as I saw it on screen, I saw the first pixel of it in the distance. I'm like, is that? That can't be. Like, no, it can't be. You stop it. No, Dave. And I was happy. All right, so Ashella Azurin looks at your group and goes, so tell me about this blackness.
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of information, but essentially, it seemed like the world was going dark and light and dark and light, and when it was dark, there was a figure that was approaching us,
Okay.
and then when he kind of arrived at us, the darkness lingered, and it was a very large humanoid who called himself the bounty hunter, a bounty hunter, something like that.
Okay.
And I will do a minor illusion of just like an image of what he appeared like.
You can see Ashella has that same look in her eyes that you just remembered her mother had with you, not but moments ago, as you were describing things, as she is taking this in and memorizing every word of what you were saying.
He seemed to use very non-lethal weaponry to subdue his enemies. They didn't harm us significantly, but they had some sort of effect or poison that paralyzed many of us. And he basically said he was there to collect us and deliver us somewhere. That somewhere being the cavern where we ran into this champion creature.
And you couldn't escape from the blackness on the inside?
Not from the inside. Well, actually, Adrelix got out.
I tried.
Joe mentioned Adrelix flew out.
I tried to escape, but he was able to reel me back in, even using magical means.
Interesting.
I tried to explain what happened with Agilix as he was trying to get out.
And she listens intently.
Because I'm not sure I know. He would know, but I don't even think I would know. I just kind of ordered him like, hey, like, just try to get out of here.
You got paid in souls or something. Like he showed up.
Talked about he talked about
Like what was it? 2 souls? Was it 2?
something like that.
Yeah, you got paid in 2 souls.
They were like gemstones that a creature gave him on arrival.
She just rolled a natural 20 for her intelligence check here about the situation.
Wow.
You guys are getting too much out of a shower tonight, and I'm a bit jaded. I had big plans.
Really opened up after I came on to her.
She's all loosened up now.
What were you guys saying? There's something else I was making the check for as you described, Adrelix. She was getting her understanding of it all.
I mentioned the getting paid in souls.
Getting paid in
Faith mentioned
souls.
The crystals.
That doesn't sound right at all. I will have to...
You mentioned something about having captured one of the heralds in the past.
Her eyes go wide.
Yep.
What do you...
He didn't say who. He just said something. When a couple of us tried to resist a little bit, very futilely.
I actually think someone mentioned something about Telius. I think he said it wasn't him.
He did explicitly say it wasn't Telius. One of us asked him.
Can you...
there was a rumor that he's been gone for a while, so...
Can you specifically tell me exactly what he said in regards to this herald?
I think it was something like, if one of the heralds couldn't get away from me, what chance do you have? Something like that, along those lines.
That's it.
We tried to poke and prod at that, but I think the most we got was, I think Matthias maybe asked about Telius or somebody, and he said no, it wasn't them, and then didn't give us anything more.
She is breathing heavier. A vein is popping in her neck. She's becoming angry.
Are you okay? Do you know this guy?
I do not know who this bounty hunter is, but I am going to obliterate him after I find out what he did to my best friend. I've only seen this smoke one time in my life, and it's the last time I ever saw Ari Gilfrey. I have not seen him for over 80 years. Whatever this bounty hunter took, Ari is very important. You all are very interesting to me. You continue to shove the most traumatic events in my life back in my face in ways I could have never expected to conceive, let alone experience. Did he have any indication of where he was going?
He was just fulfilling his contract. And then once he
It's vanished like a teleport.
Yeah, he just left. He did his job and then he left.
I will be contacting my friends. Try to figure out who this bounty hunter is and where he's taken my friend.
I actually think his name might be Bounty Hunter. Like
When-
Bounty Hunter. That might be his name.
He did say that's what
He said his name was Bounty Hunter, so I don't know.
Did he not say the bounty hunter? Or is it not?
Oh, you're right. You're right. It was the Bounty Hunter. So maybe
he
the.
said, I'm the bounty hunter.
So
it's
maybe
like a title
maybe
or something.
a search for the hunter. Yeah. I don't know.
I am so offended.
We could
that,
no. I'm
that-
saying
not you. That some entity going by the name the Bounty Hunter has caused me so much pain.
Well,
am I talking to a 12-year-old? Not you. I'm not you. As you can see, she's not mad at you guys. She's in disbelief of what she's hearing right now.
yeah, he
Some
did say that
schmuck
was his name.
that couldn't come up with a better name.
Careful, careful.
The Bounty Hunter. He had a funny accent too.
I bet it's goofy as shit at this point. I
I'm
cannot.
pretty far traveled.
Did he
there. I
have-
haven't heard that one before.
Did he have clown shoes on and makeup?
He had some boots on.
Well,
He had a big hat.
Faith did the illusion already.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I know. Keanu
He had-
sees the sarcasm. Show. Not sure if he's ignoring it on purpose or just enjoying the
Just so many
conversation.
weapons.
Yep. I mean, maybe we could hire him. Or
What?
see about hiring him.
What?
Not to do anything, but
But just
He
like
sounded
that?
he was, yeah, he sounded like he was just, for hire.
for hire. Yeah,
If you had the right price.
yeah. He seems somewhat accessible, oddly enough.
I think you may want to hold your ire against the bounty hunter and reserve it for the one who hired him. Because
Yeah.
he seems like a pretty neutral party and honestly not that disagreeable of a man. If
He
that's
did.
what he is.
He did let us go. So like as soon as we were.
Matthias, make a persuasion
Yeah.
check with advantage. For implications from 80,000 episodes from now. Honestly, it's like it might as well just happen now. Fuck it, it's all going
Reed
now.
makes a little note on his character sheet. Ashella will not immediately kill the bounty hunter.
He put the carrot in.
The butterfly effect.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That's the
Nice.
Until Dawn butterfly effect has been updated. You see, Ashella.
Ashella will remember this.
Shall we remember this?
Noted. You have all brought me so much information, something I value more than most, if not all, things in life. I am grateful for all the help you have given me, advice, and thank you. Since you left, it got colder and colder and the blackness got thicker and thicker. Is this in any way related to what any of you have been doing or going on? Do each of you have a serpent leviathan I have to worry about now?
Nah, I'm just trying to get rich, honestly.
Well, if you work for me for long enough, you'll be plenty wealthy. Money is a trifle for me at this point, and that's not like bragging. It's to let you know that money is utterly meaningless, and you should really find something like fulfilling in your life.
Like power.
I mean, you're not wrong. Power is great.
Position, prestige, just to be liked.
I don't know if it is related, but I will throw this out there, and I will open up my spell book.
Yeah.
And in one of the pages appears like the prophecy written out in common, and I'll like let her look at it.
You see her, she looks at it, memorizes it, and looks to you and goes,
It's a prophecy that I was given, and it made me worried when things first started happening that it seemed similar, but I don't know.
That's fascinating. But it also made me irrationally angry. My father had a real problem with prophecies. And yours, I'm going to make sure it doesn't come true. Because prophecies are stupid. They're incredibly dumb. And the gods are even dumber for thinking that they can make them happen. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy when they throw it out there. Somebody will put all the lines together. Fuck them.
Control your own destiny.
I will mention one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Ishaya was not only to talk about Skybreaker, but I was actually going to see if I could track down my patron again to speak with her.
Immediately, your book flips to an open blank page, and like Tom Riddle, you see the words "Save me" appear in the book.
Well, that's and I'll just like turn it around to show them. That's just appeared.
I thought God was supposed to be subtle.
Well, the thing is, she's not exactly a god.
Currents aren't gods.
Yeah.
Celestial beings.
Yeah, that's a better descriptor.
You see her stand up, and she takes one of the teas off the table and is looking out toward the beautiful view you have above the clouds here, and she starts sipping it, and she's just like, this is why you don't bargain, you don't barter, you just do it yourself. You owe no one nothing. They don't bother you. They don't come up years later being like, hey, cash in my deal now, as she's drinking and visibly agitated of your pact with whomever this creature might be.
Well, hey, it's not everybody has the gift.
She turns and looks at you and goes, anybody is capable of learning. Anybody is capable of it. But it is not an equal playing field, and it is very difficult for others. I understand that struggle, but anybody can become a wizard. Anybody is welcome into the arcane if they can get through their own handicaps.
I second that notion.
That does not mean that I belittle your struggles. But I assure you, there is a future, if you so desire, to find wizardry outside of demon packs or celestial. There is no difference. Your mind,
one
there
seems
is
nicer than the other.
She just kind of gives you a glare. Not a mean one, just a... I'm not getting into this dissertation like I normally do.
Faith, do you know how we can help your pact holder?
Not particularly. That's why I wanted to go try and track her down. I have a rough idea, and I can talk to our father to get the actual navigational route that the ship was on, so that we can get closer to a location. It's hard to describe, but there's a part of me that believes once I get near there will be an indication that we are near.
So are we trying to physically track down this Kieran?
Well, she doesn't move. She has a home that she stays in. It's just
It happens to be far under the ocean, though.
it's far under the ocean, and it's a little. I mean, it's meant to be difficult to get to because people think they act like genies, and so they try to track them down for wishes.
Are you sure
well,
you're prepared to get back on a ship?
We will cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, I'll be there for you. You need me.
I have an idea that will make it easier.
I could just cast a sleep spell on you every day.
That's not quite what I was getting at, but
Oh. Wow.
I mean that would be
Offer's open.
That'll be appreciated in the moment.
Just drug this shit out of her.
Yeah, just drug her.
Give me my magical Benadryl.
Yeah.
Sleep, annoying child, crying in the car for our trip. Sleep.
No, there's I think there's something I can use to make it easier for us and
Yummy, yummy, 15 milliliters of morphine. In we go. Milliliters, did you just say? Is that a lot? Is that a lot? The kid wakes up. That was yummy. What? We have a demon child.
I don't know though. I don't know what I need to do. I just know I need to do something.
Maybe can you write back in the book? Will it speak with you?
Try. I don't know if it will work.
I totally got the vision of Harry Potter being like, hello, and a fucking middle finger coming through on the paper. Tom Riddle's like, get out of my book, you bitch.
I have an idea, but I can't do it till next level.
Oh, again? Do you really want to jump another fucking level? Because last
No,
time
I'm
we
not
had a hell of a
saying
time.
it'll take time to get there.
Jesus, fuck this guy. This fucking guy. I can't wait till I do this thing next level. I mean, no, we can't enjoy shit with this fucking character. It's ridiculous. It'd be really cool if my book had this thing. It'd be really cool if this feud had this thing.
That's how warlocks be, though.
Just doesn't stop. I guess you need a really important event, main character syndrome much.
I need more power. That's
Well, the
why I
next
need a
one doesn't
practical
require
demon.
anything crazy lore-wise.
I'll decide that, bucko.
So, do you want to pursue this right now? Is this an urgent quest, or do we have time to rest and maybe earn some more money and experience? What do you think? What's the impression you get?
No.
If we go now, will we even be able to do anything, or will we be?
I don't know if we're equipped to do anything right now. Is the thing.
That has been
I'd like
said
to
a lot.
I'd like to try and get something of an idea, do a bit of research. I'm handy in a library, and maybe I can find answers.
Faith, was this this underground cavern that we went to just years ago? Is that the same or similar to the one that you actually went to? You know,
This one looked far more overgrown and way more cavey than the one you went into. The other one was more kind of like a temple, but still cavey and coral. Coral was all around. It was still gorgeous and very same vibes, but there was no gigantic shrine to the Leviathan. That was nowhere present.
I don't think it was the same place.
Not the same cave.
The place I went to was, I mean, the one we were just in was more dedicated to that Leviathan creature.
do we have any reason to believe that what you found was nefarious, that we should risk or have any be averse to any risk that it would offer us?
Delight?
The shrine itself. I mean, do you think that it could be assaulted, or there could be evil creatures there?
Probably not in the immediate vicinity. It felt like a place of calm and peace.
But if
The ocean around it might have its own dangers not related to it.
It's worth considering that if Sea Light is claiming to be in distress, that perhaps what Anfrith is suggesting may be true. Maybe there are more nefarious things closer by that are causing the distress.
That's also that is possible.
As much of a kook as Father can be, perhaps he has more insight on this. Or at least people that he sailed with in his earlier years.
What's that face? What's that face?
At the very least, I'd like to try and map out where approximately the temple would be located. So we can go on and go in that direction on a future expedition.
Be good to notice, at least.
Well, you have time, because we have a lot to do in my realms. As much as I appreciate everything that you guys have given, as my mother has clearly noted, you guys are a bit out of your depths right now. This is very... You can see her...
Like you said, we're trying to go into our own depths.
She points and she nods to that. She seriously stopped for a second to be like, don't be a dick. She's trying really hard to be nice to these new friends.
I wink at her.
Here, these are unwanted advances.
For wink.
He just has a
tried and true classic.
Even though you're gorgeous, let me tell you, you're fretting out about her sexuality right now. Uninterested.
Her sexuality is magic.
No, this is Flynn Rider trying to use the smolder.
Yeah.
This usually works. It must be an off day for me.
She did mention 80 years ago she last lost her friend.
Yes.
The last friend she ever had.
How dare you assume potentially correctly? How dare you?
Now we have time for a bounce back.
Anyway.
I mean, I think we are
Lucas set his mind and he's like, I'm shooting for the stars, baby. Let's fucking go. You guys are going to try and dick on me all campaign about this? I'm going to win.
You're right.
I just saw my, look at this. If I can't be Ralia, I'm going to get the next best thing, baby. Let's fucking go. I'll call up my girlfriend. Let's go. All right. Anywho, what she was saying is, she nods and goes, we're gonna need time to try and track down whatever's going on with the people who created this, how they possibly could have created this, and how the world at B will figure these things out.
You're talking about Skybreaker again.
Yes, I'm definitely talking about Skybreaker. That is
just
by far
we're covering a lot of
one.
ground here.
I agreed, and it is number one, unfortunately, in the priority list, because that thing can change reality. And that's number one. Number two is the lights turning on and off. That's annoying to a level of uncomfort for the world.
Like the literal world.
Show gets it. Number three. Serpent Leviathan God thing. And
Great
your
Leviathan.
awful demonic patron being in trouble. We're friends now, so I will help you. But I might kill it after it's free.
That's...
We will
Preferably it doesn't.
revisit
Does not
this.
sound like helping.
We will revisit this What?
I feel like you're getting these things mixed up.
Once I know what kind of awful demon it is.
It's not a demon at all.
It is. It's giving you powers?
It gave me powers, yes.
And you had to make a deal to get it.
Sort of.
Yes or no, Faith?
Yes.
No more talking. No more talking.
Is Araxis in the room right now?
What?
Do I see Araxis?
He is nowhere to be found.
Okay. I just
Strangely
kinda,
enough. He is nowhere to be found, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Siblings are troublemakers.
Yeah, the Warlock siblings.
The Leviathan is dying. You have my word. Your friend, I'm going to talk to, and then we'll see if it dies. And then I'll teach you magic the right way. All right?
We'll talk about it.
I can live with that for now. They both look to the group that they both think they won this conversation.
Since last two sessions, have I seen Faith's book? I assume I've seen the front cover of it.
Yes, you have.
Can I read it?
Are you asking me, or are you just taking it?
I just like out of my glance, can I read the front cover?
Yes.
Can you read Celestial?
I can read all writing.
The front cover just says Book of Radiance.
You can make a history check.
Okay.
You mean Words of Radiance?
No, Book of Radiance!
Yeah, how's it feel, Hunter? How's it feel? You're
The words of radiance are inside!
You're a fucking hack. You found something you loved, and then you put it into something you also loved, and then your friends ruined it. How's it feel?
Actually, it wasn't even. That wasn't even the inspiration for it.
That's incredibly surprising. When you told me that, I'm like, you're fucking lame, because you literally just told me how much your favorite book in like the whole world is Words of Radiance. I'm like, okay, lame ass.
I made that decision before.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even
I
think
read
he
the
had
book.
read it. Yeah.
I made the decision before I read the book.
I don't believe
I got a 2, by the way, on my history check, so no idea.
it. Okay, yeah, you're good.
He can read, but he's dumb.
No, it literally the inspiration was when you acquire the feature, it's called a Book of Shadows,
Right.
and I was like, my patron is Celestial. That doesn't make sense. So I made it Radiant instead of Shadows.
I don't believe you. You read it. You read 12/13 December. I have a receipt when you messaged me.
Which
I don't know when you read Words of Radiance, but I'm ignoring whatever the fact is if it's not
That's
aligning with my
probably before he
worldview.
decided his patron Book of Shadows, but
No, you guys started playing in September, right? Oh, but I see what you're saying.
yeah. He planned out his character.
Yeah.
Don't doubt Hunter on his planning.
I utterly doubt him. Anyway, we can continue.
So,
over the edge of
currently-
penis here.
currently have 3 monumental tasks ahead of us.
Well-
Perhaps we
Well, she has those tasks. I was actually going to ask, like, what are our tasks now? We got to figure out what we're going to do.
That's exactly what I was leading
we could-
into.
we could get some fire stuff.
She's got her grocery list. We need
Right.
one of our own.
Show need to go to the fire. I don't know, the burning
Ever-burning forest.
something.
Ever-burning forest.
I knew that, but
Let me check
Yeah.
my notes. Hold
Oh.
on.
I
got
knew
you.
you knew, but Show should have known, so that's why I jumped in. So
The ever-burning forest outside of Lost Star. I need to get 5 of each type of fire fruit for this man's medicine. There's fire elementals and creatures. And that's about it. Also, if we find some glowstone, but, you know, that's a given.
I know it's
Everybody
from,
wants glowstone these
some
days.
kind of
Pretty sure I heard that the glowstone was more so found up in the Desolate Expanse, which I hear is pretty dangerous.
make a
I
perception
was just
check.
saying, if it comes
Everybody,
up.
Make a what?
perception check.
Perception.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
dirty 20.
13.
9. And you know what? I'm gonna
Okay.
roll my d20.
Ganu and Show.
11.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
7.
Matthias and Anfirth, you notice up in the many multitudes of ingredients up top, there is, over in a corner, an entire case of blue glowing rocks in the far back corner of this room.
It's a lot of glowstone you got there.
Talia is still standing with the group as other automatons are coming and offering you guys cloaks, blankets, more refreshments, and some have minor food that has been brought to the guests right now. And they come in different animalistic clockwork organisms as they're walking through the area. She nods. Yeah, it is.
Shella, our friend here, Sho, he said well, I've seen it. This item that he found, it's spectacular. Probably something that you'd really like to see, and probably something you'd really like to see come to fruition.
Okay.
If you could loan us just a little bit of that, I don't know how much it's worth, honestly. I don't. But
I can tell you. I can tell you exactly.
No, it's really not worth it. I mean, money isn't any object to you, so it's not worth it.
That's why that's so much more valuable than money to me.
Right, of course. No, I'm sure. If you could just loan us a bit of that, we'd surely give it back to you whenever we come across whatever it is. Show would be surely in your debt.
You could consider it an investment.
Thank you for offering forth my debt, Annifirth.
It's not.
I
it's
would
a share.
surely.
She is smiling and enjoying this. You can make a persuasion check with triple disadvantage. You can roll a normal. You can roll a normal, just normal disadvantage. But someday I will make you roll 5 dice and take the lowest of the 5.
Okay, well, and with normal and 7 with triple.
Don't know. So what was the normal first?
10.
We gotta save that for a very special occasion.
Can I offer him?
That's for when the inevitable moment when Annifirth actually tries to ask out.
Yeah. Roll a natural 20 on all 3 of them.
Yeah. It's meant to be. Shit. I gotta let you down real hard here, all right? You're nice and all. You don't get it.
Can I offer?
You're not good enough for me.
D20 inspiration?
No. No, you can't.
You can offer me something else, Mr. Bard.
I can't. I'm still tapped from the fight.
I think there is great merit in you finding your own glowstone and having your own adventures so that you enhance your own experiences, and then maybe someday you don't have to beg for glowstone and you just have it yourself.
Hey, not begging, just asking.
Fair enough. She's just smiling, loving it.
I tried, Show.
I appreciate it.
It's worth the shot after that fucking gold bar incident. It seems like it's always worth shooting the shot just in case.
Yeah. We still have to sell all those gold bars too.
Yeah.
No, I thought
we
exchanged
that.
We exchanged.
You didn't show. I didn't want to go on the. I want to stay inside and not get abducted by the bounty hunter.
Oh wait, yeah, never mind. I do have 500 gold.
So,
did I get myself?
What do you guys have to do?
Oh, I think I did.
So we are gonna go get some medicine for an old man who needs it. Eric, I think you might know.
Oh, materials for the medicine to help the old man that needs it.
That's true, yes. We're going to go get some fruit from
which
the Everburning
in turn
Forest.
will allow me to get a super cool thing.
We need to let our parents know that we're alive.
Hmm.
Barely.
Did that already happened?
But we are alive. We never went to Shia.
I thought we had someone send a message.
I mean, we did, but we haven't.
Ago.
Yeah, like 4 months ago.
That's hilarious. Okay.
So, Talia, or, Ashella, would you be willing to bring us to Ashaya and then bring us back here?
Certainly.
Just for a day.
And she just takes out of her pocket the communication tablet as she hands it over to you guys. If you had visuals, each of you guys would cringe in fury at the tablet you've seen a multitude of times from Mansoon's many different uses of putting traps and all sorts of other emergency plans inside these type of things, and the things that were strapped onto many of the goblins and monsters he used to attack that would cause things to explode. It seems the family has had a grand time continuing the tradition of these imbuing spells into these tablets. It's small, it's handheld, it's kind of like an oval shaped tablet would be the best way. Really large egg, and it has runes all carved into it. Very intricate, very beautiful. I'd say it's probably like gold crusted all the way around and then purple on the inside of all these beautiful etchings. That will allow you to communicate with me. There is no limit in how many words. You can send to me. You can use it multiple times per day. If you run out in a single day, you lose your ability to use that with me for a very long time if you message me that much in a single day. If I don't answer, the messages are stored, and the same is true to you all. And this is the best way we can stay in contact.
Thank you.
If you lose that, I'm gonna be mad at you. But if you are gonna lose it and destroy it and then move on if it's one of those situations.
Do you want us to still spread the word in Ashaya?
No, some very strange band of individuals has taken care of that. A bunch of Malorans seem to be the stars of undercutting the government right now, and I am thrilled.
It seems to be their shtick.
I mean, chaos and all their bullshit.
Yeah. Wow.
I have no problem taking you to your family whenever you want, but take your time. There's no rush. No deities are coming into this dimension. Trust me. As she then something comes up to her, one of her automatons brings up a bunch of papers, and she looks at it and she goes, ugh. 1 second. And she walks out into the other room while you guys have privacy for some time inside Ashella's personal laboratory.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. You were about to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we might have the position to collect some glowstone, maybe. I was wanting to make a trip out to Rustwatch. I have a friend that I wanted to kind of put in the loop about everything that's going on. My friend Annette. I don't know. I just need something stable for a moment.
What are Annette's allegiances? I apologize to pry too much, but this whole keeping us in the dark about your Great Leviathan situation kind of bit us, so that's why I'm asking.
Your friend on the dig, right?
Yeah, she's in the Chronomancy College.
Great. Sometimes I forget things. Thank you, Gannon.
You weren't there.
You got it. Was I not there?
No.
Was
Show
there?
wasn't.
Oh,
You were absolutely
there.
present. All that role playing was perfectly canon.
Awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know if I could trust you before, but after we all almost died, I felt like you definitely had the right to know.
That's fair. Thank you.
Faith, as much as I desire for you to see your friend, I know that I promised Show some help in his quest to find these brutes, so I think we should put that on the top of our list.
I'm just this isn't something to do like right this moment. I'm just saying we might be on the path to repairing that weapon of yours, because
So
I did want to go out in that direction, and that's what we had heard was out in that region was where one might potentially find glowstone.
Shh.
All right, so order of adventures.
Wait. Show, I do want to tell you. You do feel,
Oh God.
weight on you as everyone is talking.
Oh wait.
And
Is
in
it
these-
Adrelix?
No. In these days that you've been very busy with your professor, you have been discussing the thing the two of you did witness and what to do about it.
Oh, the thing.
The
Yeah, the
thing.
The thing. Yeah, the thing.
That is,
It's fine.
Right then, all right. Well then. On your mind, I will say.
Boy.
I did have one thing I wanted to talk about. Annafirth.
Aye.
When we were in that cavern, your white friend did something to me.
Yeah, I don't speak for him. He does whatever the fuck he wants.
Did he give an indication of what he did to me? I'm not sure.
No, also, I almost died, and, you know, the last being I saw before, my passing was him. I came back to life, and I was able to run out of the portal. But, oh, whatever he did, I'm thankful for it. For you and for me both. I don't have any indication of why he did it, or what exactly it was that he did.
I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to reach into myself to see if I can sense what changed within me. You see me just kind of focus real hard on myself, and then you see this weird frost start to drift, and then in like a puff of ice, I just bamf 30 feet away. And I'm just like,
and before
what the
and
hell?
just after her face, you could see all sorts of intricate, like, blue markings, all beautifully, nothing resembling bruises, all around her body show for a second. And then when she appeared, it's still there, and then it fades away.
That's quite odd.
That's handy.
Think I have a new trick?
I think you stole that from me.
I
Can you
have
still
no
do it?
idea what you're talking about.
Wait, is that allowed? Are we allowed to take each other's
Do you want to try?
abilities? That's alright.
Ah, damn, Ganu. Damn. I was so excited to see how you were gonna pull this one off.
I want Mosnall to cast another spell.
I was like, how the fuck is Ryan gonna do this one, man? I have no idea. It's gonna be wild. I was all ready for, all right, how do you do it? Let's go. What's the roll? I gotta hear you. That's the brilliance of Ryan. He knows when to pick and choose his battles.
Oh yeah.
I think I might be able to do this with my magic as well. I don't know. I'll have to test it out some more.
Rex has helped you then? You feel it?
I think so.
Feel the same?
I think he did something that helped.
Good to know that he's helping.
Did you make a second pact? Do you have
Yeah.
2 packs now?
Maybe Araxis is just diversifying his portfolio.
I'm pretty sure I would know if that had happened,
It
Ganu.
sounds like Faith is diversifying her.
Seriously, you have so many options.
Yeah.
You see,
Like, how many packs can we make?
the mention of Pax has Ashella back in the room. This time, she looks nothing like she used to. The girl that you
shit.
entered in now looks like a much younger version with slightly different features of Ashen and Zurin. It's her mom. She has dark hair. She has the same sort of blue eyes. I mean, it's like, fuck, mom. It's, oh my god, this is young.
I prefer not doing that, actually.
What's that? You prefer not doing that? Yeah.
No, you said she just looks fuck mom.
Oh, no. No. It's not. We can't have anything in this day and age. Just the worst. She walks and she goes, "You made another pact while I was gone. Another one?"
No.
She does not believe you. You don't need to roll an insight check for that.
We're talking
Pretty
about,
sure it happened
we're
beforehand.
talking about my own pact.
With what?
He's just a little furry creature.
Some of the worst beings I've ever met in my life were little furry creatures.
Oh, I'm sure. But he's been nothing but nice to me.
Daggers. Staring
Saved
daggers.
my sister on multiple occasions.
Daggers ease. Uh-huh. On our list of our little stuff, that's now at the bottom, but it's on the list now.
As it should be. He's nothing but nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just so we're all clear, not have to worry about it. I definitely have not made a pact with anything.
Yeah, neither have I.
Ganu, you are my favorite. It's not even...
Oh.
I'm fine with saying that. I don't care if all your feelings are hurt. He's by far my favorite, and I think all of you are wrong if you don't think he's your favorite too. You're wrong. I know everyone likes him the most.
No offense taken, he is great company.
He's a good guy.
Guys.
Ganu is blushing in his pale Goliath skin.
He's very happy-go-lucky.
I have never met somebody more agreeable and wonderful to be around.
Yeah. No, I'm inclined to agree.
Trying to have fun. Go on some cool adventures and stuff.
That will definitely never go wrong. Okay. Anything else to your list?
We're collecting glowstone whenever we can. We're gonna go to a Shia for their parents and for whatever else needs taken care of while we're there, and we're gonna do the ever-burning forest for some fruit, which I believe I said those things in the reverse order of how we're going to do them. So, ever-burning forest first, right?
Or Shia.
I thought we were hitting a Shia just real quick.
We could make a
just
trip to
parkoured through my wall.
Yeah.
That was
That's not the
incredible.
plan. I thought we were just gonna
That's awesome.
hit it
That-
and come back.
That one's easiest.
Yeah.
Ashaya?
A little pissed
Yeah.
off.
I will take you all to Ashaya when you're ready, presumably in the next 5 to 10 minutes, because I do have things I do with my life.
Of course. I'm ready to go.
He is the best. It's not even debatable.
I mean, I'm ready.
Everybody hold hands. You see her form changes once again to a different version, this time with red hair and a bit older. No. Okay. Yeah, no, you guys can't. You don't recognize the individual she transforms into as she teleports you to Ashaya.
Did I see crossbows?
No. As you teleport to Ashaya, she goes, let me know. I am going to be doing other things, not involving Valkyries by myself, and I'll come pick you up and bring you back to Last Star.
Just a favor. Don't die.
Nothing's going to be able to kill me. I am very confident in that. And if I die, I won't be dead long, because I've got friends on the other side. And she teleports away.
Whoa.
That was ominous.
Yeah. What an exit, though.
Wait, did she teleport? Oh, we're already in Ashaya. Excuse me.
You're all now in Ashaya, so happier music!
Back in Ashaya, finally.
In a beautiful sunny day in Ashaya, it is really hot inside the city, about 95 degrees. No clouds in the sky. It is beautiful in the merchant city as you guys feel the familiarity of home wash over you. There is a calmness and joy in the familiar sounds of this city. Oh yeah, that's the tone shift I'm looking for. Complete 180.
Give me the sea shanty too.
Yep. Sea shanty. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken
Yar, har, skiddly.
It's a good one.
Wow, this is nice.
Anyway. This fucking group of characters. You guys are inside of Shaya. You were teleported into one of the main hubs of the city. With 15 minutes left, we are going to go toward, I imagine, Faith and Anfirth seeing their parents. We'll do that first. And then you guys can think about next week what you wanted. Stop laughing. Why are you laughing? Is that in your secret bullshit chat I can't see?
No, I am finally reading the thing that is in the general chat. I didn't see it before.
Yeah, there's a couple. I only read the first one so far.
I got you.
All right. Go to see the parents. Johan and
Raya,
the first dragon. I did not watch it all, but I watched a prolific author and YouTuber who breaks down like cultural appropriation of Chinese stuff. That's how she ended up getting popular. She had a whole group of people about cultural appropriation of Raya for all the southern eastern countries, and there's like 17 of them, and they broke down in 4 hours 2 videos, a presentation of everything wrong with Raya and why it's nothing like the Columbia, and giving like proper measured feedback, because Lindsay Ellis also got canceled like over it as well. Wild thing that you might want to throw in the background someday to really learn some really cool, insightful stuff about their cultures and how like Pixar Disney, Walt Disney Studios. It wasn't Pixar. Yeah, it's definitely Walt Disney Studios. Totally could nail something like Columbia because it was like a monolithic single culture versus something they completely got wrong visiting a few countries and just trying to throw it all together. And then that rang hollow in the reception of the film and why the film doesn't feel as good and is tired, because it doesn't honor anywhere close to the type of storytelling arts of those countries. Really cool stuff. Raya, your mom. So you guys go to your familiar home. Would you two like to describe what your home looks like as you approach and enter?
I imagine it'd probably be a pretty humble place.
As many contradictions as possible, please. Between the two of you.
Even though our father is
humble on the outside, but lavish on the inside.
Even because he is one of the like leading people of
marble
the
pillars.
city.
He's got a bunch of like artifacts that he's had from all of his travels, but outside it just looks like a normal house that you know anybody would go into, anybody'd live in. You go inside and he's got all these things from all over these lands all over the place, and it's like, that's definitely worth a lot of fucking money. And he's like, yeah, nah, that's just something I picked up along the way. And our mother probably is very meticulous, I would assume, on making sure everything is clean and as best as she can keep it.
Yes.
Even though he probably mostly doesn't really care about that.
It's more for her than it is for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got all these like mystical artifacts, let's call them, that are displayed, and he just cares that they're there.
Yep.
She cares that they're well displayed.
Love it. That's a beautiful dynamic. I love it.
I'm imagining him setting it up first, and then her going around and fixing everything.
He puts it in the corner of the room, and she's like, are you joking right now? And then redoes the entire room over it. Then he brings another one, and she's
I
like,
hate this thing. Why do you have this still?
throwing it off. It's asymmetrical, and then it's even, and it's fine. Then it's asymmetrical again as he keeps bringing shit home, and she's got to redo the whole room.
I know exactly where what I need to find is until Emily cleans it, and then I have no idea where it is.
I love it. I love it. All right, so you guys just go in
the front, just waltz in the front door and just call out, "Mother, Father!"
As you walk in the front door, you can see it's a little bit of like a foyer type of area, and you can hear the clanking of silverware as the sounds from the kitchen and the pitter-patter of feet. As first it is your father Johann to appear. This big, well-built man. Years you can see of experience in this individual. 4 arms like Popeye the Sailor Man, except not cartoon. Awesome. You can see where the handsomeness comes from a bit in the father, but he looks far more like gravelly and worn and wrinkled, where Anfirth looks fucking like smooth and fair and damn, what the fuck? What happened? This isn't fair. My
Like
children
you extracted it.
Yep. And he comes over with his big grasp and grabs both of his children, brings them up into his chest, and twirls them around going, "Honey, the kids are home!" I don't know if that was his accent before. I don't think it was. I definitely changed it. I'll try and remember what it was. I feel like it was more like the guy...
I mean, he only appeared for like 30 seconds in session 0, so...
It can be whatever it wants to be.
Make it what you want.
Maybe he changes it frequently when he ends up talking too much with people at sea. So he ends up, when he gets stuck talking with them, it just sort of sticks for a while. He's very adaptive.
I accept that.
I like it. They're here, it's safe. I told you, you were worrying for nothing. Raya comes in, she's like, "Ah!" and just starts crying and hugging into her kids as he's like, "See, I mean, this stuff used to happen all the time, and I always came back." And you see her just, it's just brutal. He's like,
I feel like
this is everything is right, and they have friends. They've made friends. Hello, and he lets you two go as your mom does not let you go, and she's like,
no, yeah, she'd
home
be
again,
clinging on.
As he comes over, and he's like, I am Johann. I am the dock master of the western side of Ashaya. As he puts out his hand to shake your hand. You guys didn't meet him, right, in session 0? Because you could have. So I just want to make sure.
Never did.
That was definitely a thing. I floated in front of you many times. He puts his hand to shake any one of your hands. He comes at it, and like you guys are standing in your 3-some there, and he just puts the hand out. Who's going to shake his hand or not?
I'll take it.
Ganu, you feel the calluses on this man's hands. You would think they're fingers. These are not fingers. These are the hands of like your people. These are worn sausage Goliath hands. But he's a human, and he's very short compared to you. He's basically a midget, but you respect you respect this man at his 5'11" stature. He's got shoulders as long as the day is. Shoulders as wide as long as the day. This man is built for hard labor. He's got a wonderful beard, still blonde, though starting to fade, and the hair as well it's on the longer side of things. just looks like a very genuine and happy individual wearing extremely modest clothes with stains all over them, while Raya is put together just fine, but also not obnoxious. It is again very humble in the way they dress, but she's a little more eloquent.
Our mother would look like, imagine Faith, but like 45. Like, it is a spitting image kind of deal.
Image, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like red hair, green eyes, fair skin, like the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
Annifert looks nothing like her.
Mm-hmm.
Show also looks nothing like her.
Mm-hmm.
As it makes sense with genetics.
You have a wonderful grip, I tell you. Do you like arm wrestling contests?
Yes.
You hear Raya go, absolutely not. He's ignoring her. It has been ages since the last time I got
Dad,
to have
perhaps,
an arm
Dad,
wrestling contest.
yes.
Take it outside, Dad, come on.
All right,
I don't want to upset Mother.
okay, all right. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends. Gan, did you introduce your name when you shook his hand?
Yeah.
Oh, no, so just he looks at you and gives you a wink. He's like, we're going to find a date and a time for this.
You got it.
I am Johan. What are your names? And then he reaches over to Matthias.
I'm Matthias. I'm just a bumbling traveling fool.
Yeah, more than that. I can see it already. Give yourself some credit as he shakes your hand.
No, it's quite an accurate description, really.
I know that tone. As he then goes over, and your name, good sir.
I'm Show. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. What a wonderful lot you've been taking care of my kids. It seems they just got lifted out of the world into almost like a 1,000-yard stare out of nowhere in a split second. Wisped into like a magical type of world far away from ours. But not, of course.
That's literally what happened. But
Yeah, sounds pretty accurate, yeah.
He punches Manfred a little too hard in the shoulder. No. What?
Anfrith, I believe this is your
It's a
story.
long story. Maybe.
Okay, well, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe we
just-
set out some tea and.
Sure, and food for the friends. I'll go get the food as long as it has nothing to do with Dustlight. As the room gets real quiet and real awkward really quick. As he just gives
I
a
just
look.
I just
And
look
this
at
is-
Edward.
This is turning, right? You're like, he was talking to the three of you. He turns, so you guys don't really hear what he just said. It's only like Mom, who's still crying, Raya holding Faith and Anfirth. Anfirth, who just looking at his dad, Faith looking at his dad, and he gives this turn, and he went from friendly happy to the eyes of the man in those stories you've heard he's told many times. Of all of a sudden, he's just like, you see discipline in those eyes.
Perhaps we should talk in private.
Oh. Certainly, yes, we don't want to. I don't like that answer. He turns back around. He goes, come this way into our kitchen, please. We just have a whole stew on right now, a whole potluck of good. You're gonna love it. You're gonna eat it. As he then starts, he's pretty strong for you, Ganu. Even feeling his force of him, like, pulling you into the other room. You're like, all right, old man, holy shit. I'm gonna go. And he brings you into this very modest and wonderfully homey-like kitchen, with occasional like artifacts and mariner tools hung up on walls and stuff every now and then, seashells or other stuff that you're kind of like, seems like a little not for, like, a lot of you are like, not for me, but like
A little tacky.
yeah, some of it's tacky, but in the sense of like that, as Anfrith told you, it's all like stuff he's collected over the years, so you're like, I get it, but like, why not just one room? And his response would be, why do I have a house? oh, sit down. And he pulls up some other chairs to the table, and you can see there's like newspapers and clippings out there, and knitting needles and stuff over in the corner, and crafts and all sorts of stuff to keep them busy. On the counter, there's the middle of something he's clearly working and repairing on, and then the food's separate counter, and you can see where Raya clearly put down like a divide to keep the dirt away from the food and stuff that might have been leaking in that Dad slowly was using as he was cleaning shit in the sink that shouldn't be in the dinner sink. We have 3 sinks in the house, honey. You don't need to bring it all into the kitchen sink. And he puts down bowls and gives pieces of bread to everybody and puts a whole loaf down next to Ganu and gives him a wink, and he's just like, we're fucking arm wrestling.
Faith takes all meanders into the kitchen with her mom.
Passing like overview.
And it's actually funny because you see, even though things have already been like prepared, you get a little flashback of in the experiment where Faith starts just like modifying things with what her mom has already done and like starting to take over a little bit in the cooking area.
And she's happy about this. That's like immediately you see pride and joy over the fucking master chef she knows her daughter is and will be to everyone someday. Because her daughter can do anything she sets her mind to.
You see Annifirth in the doorway
Except for magic.
into the kitchen from
Did you say
from
that?
the main
Did you
room.
fucking say that?
No, that was just me being me because it's funny. I
wanna say that?
Faith suddenly turns around,
We're about to have a D20
teleports Stowe outside, and then casts Meteor Swarm.
As her eyes go red into the Leviathan, completely gives in to the... This is worth it. This is worth it.
You see Annifirth in the doorway from the foyer into the kitchen.
Yep.
Really, like, now, the first time you see, like, anxiety on his face. And he's, like, kind of looking back and forth. Usually very stoic, trying to protect his sister, but at this point he's, like...
completely disarmed. And you can read an equal amount of discomfort, the group. Seeing this in Annifirth's weird. Faith's not really noticing it right now. But the dad is clearly, like, as happy as he is, he's avoiding the fuck out of making eye contact with his son again. He is not something weird as you don't know what that's about. Not mad, not like, oh, my son, I hate you, I'm angry. Nothing like that. Something weird. This is weird.
This stew is really incredible. It's been a long time since I had a home-cooked meal.
Oh, well, I mean, every night inside
Father,
the
we have
Faith
to
house.
talk. Dad. Come on.
Now we're talking. No,
I
You see, Raya puts her hand, puts on her hand on his shoulder, and he goes, Well, Faith will certainly, and Raya will take care of all of you. I'll be shortly back. A happy day. My son and daughter is home. There is nothing more. And you hear a knock at the door. It's like, what was that? And immediately sprints towards the door.
see Annifirth just puts his hand on his forehead. And he's like,
And you see, just like, whoa, oh, really? That's happening right now? And you get Annifirth, you clearly hear it's something that is absolutely not a priority and can absolutely wait. It is definitely something that happens literally every day.
It's like
around
some
the
ship is
exact
arriving. It's like
exact same
obviously.
time every day this happens. This is not news. And he's like, oh. He looks at you, Annifirth. He's like, I mean, you know, he's just looking at you.
I know.
Yes. You go ahead and I'll be there as normal if needed. All right. And he's just like, yeah, of course. Like, why? You don't have to be there. And he's like, what kind of ship dock would I be if I wasn't there for these type of important daily happenings?
Probably a normal one. and I just ignore him and go sit down in the kitchen.
He's ignoring you too.
I'm gonna.
Yep.
I'm gonna like lean over to whoever's next to me and be like, "What's going on?"
The
Something feels
tension is palpable, and it is delicious.
weird. I'm really confused.
It's so uncomfortable. It's such a wonder to watch.
You can see the mom just sort of staring at you all right now, just sort of trying her best to be hospitable, as Faith is completely lost now in all the food and like already giving seconds, even though you guys have like taken 2 bites, and she's like, no, try this shit now. And she's trying not to be crazy, but also Anford sits down at the table and she's like, oh, my heart is home. The children are home. And then he comes back in. He's like, "All right, what were you gonna say first, Matthias?"
I was just gonna say I'm gonna scarf down my food as fast as I can and attempt to fill the awkward silence with the sweet, dulcet sounds of the dulcimer.
Okay. As Johan walks back in the room, he goes, "Is that a dulcimer?"
It is, yes.
God damn it. Sorry. So remember about 30 minutes ago when you're like, why are you laughing, Reed? This is what was going on in my head about 30 minutes ago. When you guys are like, Shia, top priority today. I haven't heard or played a dulcimer in maybe 20 years. You are talented, little man.
Well, I'm greatly appreciated. I've only had the opportunity to get my hands on one just recently, so it's been a very fulfilling few weeks.
Unnatural. And no wonders my children have fallen in with you a lot. Their talents far out surpass anything I've seen in my travels, and it is incredible already to see the diverse group of friends they have as well. I mean, back in my day, when I was some of my shipping days, I mean, how many days in a row is it just the same old lot of people, unremarkable, normal people doing their normal things? It's just, bleh.
I will say there's certainly nothing normal about your children. They're extraordinary in every definition of the word.
Quite remarkable.
I almost like it's important to talk about our issues.
It warms my heart to hear how special my children are. Ignoring Edward. As the mother goes like, what? The Nasp? How is it dangerous? How are they in? Are you two in danger?
You know, I might say
there
we're
was
in
some
danger.
crazy stuff we did.
Edward stands up from the table
maybe
and
we
just
should
walks outside.
go.
You see him go. Oh. You see her just give daggers. What did you do? This is a joy.
Got Faith. Like, where do we even start? Oh man.
You see him. I'll go talk to him. And he goes and walks out to wherever Anfirth went, and you see the mom going like, Kenu.
Oh yeah.
What were you just talking about?
Oh,
So,
we've been on
actually,
quite the adventure.
Wait,
No, Faith, honey, darling. Yes, I definitely am going to hear all about your stories, but your friends, they won't. I mean, we don't have enough room for them, so I'd like to hear their input first tonight, before we can talk tonight at length about where you've been and how much I've been worrying about you every day you've been gone. Ganu, please.
Well, man, I guess we start at the beginning.
Yes.
We all.
There is one thing I want to say first
honey?
before you get started.
Okay, you're
Mother,
getting one before.
I can use magic.
She's real good.
Honey! she gets up and she hugs you and she's like, oh, it's all you've ever wanted. I'm so proud. Honey, oh my God, you're going to be such a great wizard. My God.
Yeah, all those hard years of effort.
Oh my God!
You should see how she studies.
Does Annette know? Oh my God! I'm so
real natural.
Not yet.
No, it's okay. That'll be so exciting.
A prodigy.
That'll be such a surprise. Oh, you finally did it. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She's shaking and hugging you into her, and she's just so happy. And she's like, oh.
And I'm just staring daggers at all three of you for those comments.
Whoa, I didn't say anything.
Definitely did this time.
I'm glad you told me. I would definitely want you to tell me that. That is... She's not letting go, and she's waiting for you to continue the story again.
Oh, yes.
I just wanted to say that before we got into anything, because that was going to be...
Oh, let's see.
Yes.
So we all got this job from the Pirate King thing. We touched a crystal, teleported us, and we ended up being in this weird illusion experiment with this witch called Tasha. We broke it and were able to escape.
Oh,
and we ended up in Rumble.
Literally, you feel the tightness around you? Get real tight. You can see the veins in your mom's hands right now. She's like, what? Rumble?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rumble?
Yes.
That's so exciting.
Not far from where I'm from, actually.
Oh.
And we met up with the...
Is Faith, like, conscious, or is she just, like, being choked out right now?
She is.
It's like on the verge of not being able to expand my lungs right now.
Yeah, you should see how Faith fit in with all the folks over in Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
She got along swimmingly with all the Ganassi.
Oh,
yeah.
Right
wow. In. You know, she's just a gemstone. So I believe it. Her and her brother just have. They're so.
Oh
so
yeah,
good
she
with
could
people.
party with the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there was this dice game which was a lot of fun. There was a lot of this like whiskey that was fun.
If I had use of my arms, my face gives the impression it would be in a facepalm maneuver right now.
Yeah, and then there was this spear throwing tournament which was really fun, and then when that was crazy.
Did she didn't do that, did she?
No, I did that. Oh. But she cheered me on, which was great.
Oh, loosing a little bit on you.
Yeah, and then we left there. Yeah. Well, we helped the leader there capture these guys who were like trying to undermine his operation, so we helped him capture them. And he was like, "Hey, you're cool now." And
leaders?
Yeah, so
leaders.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, and then we went and checked out the Fire Ganassi, and there was a coup. The leader was killed, and we had to run for our lives.
Actually, I think you're talking about the Earth Ganassi, right? Because we.
Which was that's right. I mixed them up. Fire Ganassi was first. That's yeah. Then we went to the Earth Ganassi, and there was a coup. Leader was killed. We had to run away, and we got a boat to go to Last Star. Yeah. And then we found the champion of Lolith, and then we went to Last Star.
Oh, limp. The arms now go limp. At the name Lolth. You're saying a lot of words she doesn't understand. She knows that one. She knows that one.
That's the devil.
Yeah, I did a couple of odd jobs in Last Star. We heard there was a new Skybreaker. We got kidnapped by this guy called the Bounty Hunter, and he brought us to this cave thing under the ocean.
My daughter was kidnapped? You are never leaving this household again, as she is just ringing on the side of her, tears coming down one eye, fury in the other. Your mom is. Fuck, you've never seen her angrier. Never in your little fucking life.
You can tell that just by Show's face that he knew this would happen when Ganon started talking like the first time, but he just wanted to see how it would play out for once.
So,
Faith will remember.
I will say
it's not his home. He didn't want to impose
eye contact.
Despite the lack of blood relation between Annifirth and his mother, you see the same exact reaction between the two.
Yeah. But so a lot of that did happen, but like the whole time we were trying to get Faith and Annifirth back home, but stuff kept coming up. And but like the reason we were in Last Star was because we had other friends to drop off, but also it was on the way to here. But like the whole time we were trying to get back, and just stuff happens. Yeah.
Thank you, Ganu. Thank
Pretty cool, right?
Ganu.
She leans down.
You're welcome.
Right next to your ear. We are going to have a conversation tonight.
What is their last name? I can't remember.
Everfall, right?
Everfall.
If I may, Miss Everfall,
Yes.
Faith and Annifirth are truly splendid people, and
you don't have to tell me that.
I don't think Ganu is the best at elaborating the nuance of our story.
Well, I thought I did a good job.
I think you did a great job.
You did an amazing job, Ganu. I'm just saying there's some details that may have been left out.
I didn't want to make it too long.
No, no, you did great. You did great.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, they're both very smart, very capable people, and while Ganu may have made it seem like this was some crazy, reckless adventure, which, granted, it may have been at times, but through it all, together we were able to pull through and, accomplish a lot of really amazing things and meet some really amazing people. So, if anything, please don't be too hard on them.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No. Yeah.
Forgot. We met Ashen and Azurin, which that was cool. She's really
We're
cool.
like pretty tight with her now.
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind. Lots of ups, lots of downs.
Yeah. And
so-
she was like, yo, if anybody wants to learn magic, you are in, basically. So I think Faith, I think
She got
The
accepted to
mood
college.
changes again. You got accepted into a
What?
Last Star college?
No, not
My baby
technically.
girl!
It's their-
She that grips you tight and starts hugging
Changing
you
the
again. She's
story
like,
a bit.
"Oh, you could be very safe. You could be very safe in Last Star. This is great news. There's very, very capable people there, and Annette goes there, and this is okay.
I also go there.
You go there. That's amazing.
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
also, you got her into very dangerous waters. So
No,
I will
that was
parse
not me.
that.
That was just the
we'll
world.
see about that, young man.
Okay, I guess this is my fault now.
No, it wasn't his fault.
Make a persuasion check, by the way, show.
Disadvantage.
No,
Holy crap.
normal. Just normal persuasion check.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
earlier.
Dude, it's very
I'm
safe.
gonna use my
There's-
inspiration because I care about your mom.
they're so capable there. Ashen, especially
Yeah.
after we got kidnapped
23.
and ran away from the other champion that was there, he followed us to Last Star, and Ashen Azurin was able to just zoom to get rid of him. It was awesome.
Someone is kidnapped you and is trying to track you down. Faith.
Well, an item we had, which we don't have anymore.
She doesn't hear that. Faith, somebody is trying to find you?
Not anymore.
She puts her hands on her hips, just like as you've seen Faith do a multitude times in this campaign. You see the same pissed off motherfucking look that Faith has expressed to Iki Iki every time she's met him.
Look at this! And I do silent image to make a dancing Araxis.
She is not amused. Thank you, Keanu and Show.
Oh, very welcome.
This is great news. My child is home. You have magic. You're accepted into the college. There's so much to be excited about, and so much we're going to talk about tonight.
I whispered to Ganium, I think she's grounded.
If she had handcuffs, they'd already be on Faith. Her hands
Does
are on
Ganium
her
understand the
shoulders.
concept of grounding?
Yeah. I'm sure kids got grounded in my.
I just wanted to make sure that it translated, you know?
And
She's
Firth.
grounded. How are we supposed to go where we need to go?
But his version of grounding is they'd actually like dig a hole, put you in it, and bury you for a few hours when you disobeyed your parents.
Literally get put in the ground.
That seems really on par for your culture. And not because they don't understand it, it's because they think it's funny, and we're definitely doing
absolutely.
it. We're definitely doing it this way because this is better. The other way is super boring. Anfirth, your father comes up to you, and as you are like standing outside in the doorway, and you can hear the seagulls in the air and the familiar sounds of Ashaya, he comes out, and he's sort of got like his handkerchief he's washing off his hands with as he comes over, and he's just about the same height as you. The two of you are just a little bit different. How tall is Anfirth?
He's 5'10".
5'10". So you guys are basically the same height. And he looks and he goes, what's going on, son?
Look, you have a lot to explain. Things that have happened to us in the past 4 months have been unnatural.
Natural things happen all the time.
Aye, to you. But to most people, they don't.
I feel like I'm being called out right now here, son. I'll be honest with you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not for jokes right now.
You can see your dad is trying so hard to joke. He's trying so hard to diffuse. He's trying so hard not to have this conversation.
I am calling you out.
In front of the two of you, a white fox appears and is just wagging its tail back and forth, and you both hear audibly, Johan? Are you Johan Everfall? And you see he looks down and goes, a talking fox. And we can end the session there if you want.
I will end the session with, do I believe him not knowing what that is?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. I have
He's playing stupid.
16.
Your fucking dad has told you some fucking wild stories. And maybe amusement, but there is no way surprise at a talking fucking fox.
Yeah, I figured.
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
He knows.
He knows.